Ladies and Habibis, we are going to introduction to you rising star of South Asia. He is very well educated. He knows Islam and Christianity very well. He done what they said he can. He is Doctor.
Alhamdulillah.
Wait a minute, what are you doing, Zakir? You come out, it's not you. Habibi, take him out. Sorry, there was some problem. He's Adam Sikher.
Hello everyone. This is your favorite Murtid. Salamul Masih. Peace of Christ be with each and every one of you. I hope you guys are having fun. Hello and welcome back. Your favorite Murtid is live once again with Find My God, the Jeff guy. And he told me he is not young, he is old. That's what he told me. So remember that. He said it. Just like Allah says in the Quran, when Maryam gave birth to the child, Allah said, I know a male is not like a female, and she gave birth to a male, not a female. And I was like, that's a divine thing that only Allah could have told all of us. MashaAllah. And that's how Finding My God Jeff was talking on his channel with camera on, and we can see him, and he was saying, I'm old. I'm not young. And I was like, dude, we don't have eyes that we can't see, and only you could have told us such divine information. How are you, Mr. Jeff?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I am doing very well. As you can see, I'm hyperactive as always. I'm having a beautiful, beautiful coffee with me right now. It's so awesome.
Me too.
Nice. And by the way, to all the people in my live stream today, I am using a new feature of StreamYard. So you might be seeing this in a long thing way. I don't know what it is called. Portrait style, short style live stream. If you don't like this live stream, the other one is the horizontal live stream. So this live stream is running in two different styles. I don't know how StreamYard does that, but like it's running in two different styles right now. So some people I can see are in the long YouTube short style of live stream, and some people are there in the other one. It's beautiful. Like you can pick up the style you want to right now, and it's beautiful. So welcome everyone, and some people are in my Facebook channel. So everyone, welcome from my Facebook, from my YouTube, from the portrait style live stream, and from everywhere. So let me just open the live stream today, because last time we were doing a lot of information about lies in Islam. uh, Today I have a lot of information, but today I want to open it first before going live. So let me just put it there, pin the message here, and pin the message here. So today the live stream is open to begin with. If anybody has any objection, come on in. Come on in, baby. Come on in, baby. That's how it works. So, Mr. Jeff,
Yes.
what do you know since our discussion last time?
As far as additional information about what we're talking about today, nothing.
No, not about today. What do you know about last time? About
What do you?
lies. How can you lie? What are the things that you can lie? When you can lie? So there's a whole process of lying. There's a whole theology of lying. When to lie, who to lie, what area to lie, and so on and so forth. So what do you think when you read all that, when you saw all that? What do you think about lying and the Muhammad and his so-called religion?
I mean, really, in a nutshell, if what you showed me, which it looked like it is true from the documentation, there's a lot of loopholes that allow for lying without it being a sin. I mean, it does say in multiple places, thou shalt not lie, but you seem to have found a lot of accepts. It seems that you can lie to your enemy, that you can lie to your friends, and that you can lie to your spouse. So, I mean, that kind of covers everything.
MashaAllah, 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 MashaAllah. So now,
I honestly hope somebody comes on today and refutes this with sincerely, with actual proof, and not just, come on to just argue other points, that someone can come on and refute this and say, see right here, this is not true and this is why. I hope we have that. I don't know if we will, but I hope we do.
this is one topic which is almost impossible for anybody to refute. Do you know that?
From what you've shown me so far, it seems like it's going to be difficult.
Difficult? Okay. So let's talk about the fiqh. So last time what I showed you is Sunnah and
Oh, looks like we might have lost Adam for a minute. He's been struck.
something.
There he is.
I don't know. Something just happened. Man,
It was Allah.
Allah didn't want me to show everything to everyone. Wallah habibi. Wallah habibi. All right. So let's go to fiqh. Imam al-Ghazali talks about this in his fiqh. That's where we stopped last time, right?
Yes.
This is Imam al-Ghazali. All right, so I'm going to go to page number 120 and let's zoom in. Remember I told you in Islam there is a thing called when you do a sin and it's in the hadith, do not expose the sin of your others, right?
Yes.
All right. Keep the secrets of Muslims secret. You read very good. I'm going to mute. Read the whole passage, just like you read the New International Translation of the Quran.
All right, but I charge by the word. All right.
Okay, done.
Keep the 250,000. Keep the secrets of Muslims secret. The Prophet said, if a man keeps the guilt of a Muslim secret, God will keep his guilt secret both in this world and the next. He also said, if a man keeps the sin of a man secret in this world, God will keep all of his sins secret on the resurrection day. The Prophet said, if a believer keeps the fault of his brother secret, he will enter paradise. When Maaz disclosed the condition of his fornication to the Prophet, he said, had you kept it concealed under your cloth, it would have been better. Hazrat Abu Bakr says, if I see a drunkard, I entertain such hope in my mind that God will keep this sin secret. Hazrat Omar one night went out of the city. Okay, we read this last time.
May I please wait here? So this part, here, it is not even just a sin, but the shara, the law as well. So do you see here that fornicator has to be punished? So there's a law.
Mhm.
So you have to keep the secret if you are destroying the law as well. So there is a sin and there is a crime. So when in the law there is a punishment for a particular sin, that is called a crime, right?
Yes.
So here in this passage you just saw, even if it is a crime, you have to hide it. You have to hide it.
Now, who are you keeping it secret from? From other Muslims?
Everyone.
Okay.
From everyone.
Okay.
All right. Now let's read what Hazrat Umar said one night. Now Hazrat Umar at that particular time is the law keeper. He's the caliph. He's the prime minister. He's the president. Now read.
Hazrat Omar one night went out of the city in disguise and saw a man and a woman in obscene action. In the morning, he told the people, if certain emir sees a man and a woman committing fornication and if he metes out prescribed punishment in the Quran to them, what is your opinion about it? They said, you are a ruler. You've got freedom in this action. Hazrat Ali said, punishment in this case is unlawful. Rather, you are to suffer punishment for this slander. The punishment
Ouch.
the punishment cannot be
Ouch.
meted out without the evidence of 4 persons. After this, Hazrat Omar kept silent for some days. Again, he questioned them as they replied, as they had said. He became inclined towards the opinion of Hazrat Ali and decided not to mete out the punishment. This is a good proof that the sins of the Muslims should be kept secret, that 4 eyewitnesses are necessary for the capital punishment for fornication, which is practically is possible in a case of sexual intercourse.
Okay, so when you see a person doing this act, you have to go run to your friends, gather at least 3 more friends to see the action.
Right.
And you are not supposed to tell others that somebody is doing a bad thing. So you can't even go and get 3 other evidences. So you can't even punish the person. Let's read next.
All right, where are we? The Prophet said, when God keeps the sin of a person's secret, he is more honorable to disclose it in the next world. Hazrat Abdur Raf Ba'azah.
Abdul Rauf, forget that. He came with Hazrat Umar secretly to travel in the city of Medina in the grim midnight. We saw light in the house and proceeded towards it. When we came near, we found that in a closed door, Riba bin Umayyah was intoxicated with wine.
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't spy. So Hazrat Umar returned there because he was spying that somebody is committing an illegal act, the punishment of which is 80 slashes on the back. So you cannot spy. The Prophet said to Muawiyah, if you inquire into the secrets of the people, you will ruin them because they will have a lot of secrets. Because Muhammad knows that people are not going to follow Islam. So they are going to commit crimes, punishment of which are really severe. So do not inquire about men, what they are doing in secret. The Prophet said, O people who have faith by tongue, but in those hearts the light of the Islam has not yet entered. Don't backbite. And Muslims, don't roam about to inquire into the secrets, because he who roams about the secrets of other brother, God will inquire about his secrets. God humiliates one whose secrets he follow, even though he remains within the house. What did you find out, brother, with this?
I'm working it out here.
Still?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, basically saying don't dig into other people's business, otherwise you'll be judged for your own transgressions.
Okay. Let's see this. At the time, a man brought another man to him, saying, this man is a drunkard. But according to our UK British guy, he's drunkard.
Right.
Abdullah bin Masud said, take smell from his mouth. The people took smell from his mouth, and it was found that he drank wine. He then arrested him and whipped him. He asked the man who brought him, is this man your relative? He said, I am his uncle. He said, you have not given him training in good manners and did not keep his sin secret. When any sin of a person is mentioned to a ruler, he has got no other alternative but to punish him. God is forgiving and love forgiveness. Then he decided, take to pardon and forgiveness. I will mention to you with regard to the thief who was brought to the Prophet the first time. He ordered for cutting off his hand, which were cut off, but then the color of his face became changed at this. The companion asked, are you dissatisfied with the cutting of his hand? He said, why should I, not I? Don't be the helper of the devil against your brother. Then the companion asked, then why would you not forgive him? When a man is brought into a ruler for being guilty of prescribed crime, it becomes compulsory on him to be inflicted in prescribed punishment on him. So you steal, and somebody knows that you are a thief, and you stole somebody else's property. But hey, don't tell it to the ruler. Do not inform the police. Brother, when I said this last time, your Muslim friend was so angry that no, 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 this is not how it happens. This is written in the fiqh as an example of a thief as well. Tell me, where was I wrong?
Doesn't seem like you are.
So last time when you and I was talking on Discord, you asked me, but there is a difference between sin and crime. And I said, yes, there is a difference between sin and crime, but you even have to hide crime in Islam. Where was I wrong in that, brother?
Reading this, that says pretty much exactly that.
So now, who would say to me that in Islam, there is a justice system in Sharia? There is a prescribed law. The law is not to tell anybody unless you are found. What do you mean by that? See some evil, tell some evil. I don't know, something like that. There's a line I read somewhere. See something, say something, or something like that.
Right?
That is the Western thing, you know. When you see something bad going on, you gotta say it,
It's encouraged for sure.
right? In Islam, that is called kitman. Shut the F up. Don't tell anybody. Uzair
There's something that I
Minhas.
don't understand about this, but it's a little bit off the subject, but it isn't another belief in Sharia to police the other believers.
Is it?
I was thinking so, that there's something that I've read that says basically Muslims have the right to judge each other's faith.
Really?
I think so. If I'm wrong, then
Okay.
say, yeah, I'm unaware of that.
Actually, I don't know which context you read something. Okay. There are certain contexts where you are actually right. Okay. But when he is doing sin, then you can't mention it. So
Right.
you may be able to tell him not to do this because you are the person who has to tell the person about what is good and what is bad. Okay.
Right. Right.
You personally have to try to stop him. Yes,
But don't turn him into the law, basically.
exactly.
Okay.
So that is a different context in itself. So like here, Muhammad said, aren't you his uncle or something? Somewhere here we just read, aren't you are his family member? He said, yes, I am his uncle. So he said, you have not given him training and good manners and did not keep him secret sin. So you as his uncle had to give him training, good manners, and etc. That goes back to what you say, which is in multiple Quranic verses as well. So yes, that is what he's saying here. As is he himself had to tell him, dude, you're doing it wrong, man. Don't
Right.
do this, right?
Hmm.
So, but you are not supposed to put his sin open, and this sin is not just a sin; it's a crime as well. You see what I'm saying? There's two different things.
Yes. Now, what's their problem with this? That they want to be merciful like God is, but they also have to punish people for crime. So there isn't this like them basically saying, don't turn people in because we don't want to be the ones that have to punish them?
Yeah, that's the thing. That at the end of the day, you cannot just even expose the the crimes of another person. That's just so insane.
Yeah.
There's a guy Uzair Minhas who's talking about so many other things, but he is not coming up live. Uzair said which sin to be concealed and which isn't to be revealed, how about you join in and tell us? Because seems like you have a lot of knowledge.
Right.
You have a lot of knowledge. So come up and tell us. All right. So uh, for here, it's all good. So let's go forward. What happens? Forget that part. Same thing. Okay. Let's read this one.
At the prophet said,
Yes, sir.
prophet said, God will take a believer near him, spread his mercy on him, and keep his fault secret on the resurrection day. God will say, "O my servant, I have kept it secret for you in the world, and I wish to pardon you today." Then the book of good deeds will be given to him. The prophet said, oh, I want to make sure I'm understanding what I'm reading here.
Yeah, you understood it right because it's
Keep
simple
his
English
fault
and you.
secret on
Mhm,
resurrection day.
mhm.
So
So
this guy is a sinner, but his sin is being
his,
kept secret by God.
yeah, because you kept his sin secret. So he will
Uh,
not get punished in this life, neither will he get punished in the other life.
that doesn't make any sense.
MashaAllah, Islam is not here to make sense.
Okay.
And basically, because you kept his secret, and if you did a good sin, MashaAllah, Allah will keep your sin secret as well.
If you did a good sin,
No, no, if you did a good sin, but you know a very good sin of another person, and kept that other person's sin secret, and because you kept the other person's sin secret in this life, Allah is going to keep your sin secret in the afterlife. So mashallah, this is like a go get out and do sin free of cost, mashallah thing. And yes, read it again and understand that what I'm saying is actually correct. That's how it says in English.
yeah, and it translates to this is crazy, dude. God will take a believer near him, spread his mercy on him, and keep his fault secret on the resurrection day. God will say, "O my servant, I have kept it secret for you in the world, and I wish to pardon you today." Then the book of good deeds will be given to him. The prophet said, "Every person of my followers will be forgiven except Muzahir, who is a person who commits sins and discloses them." He also
Uh,
said, "If a person hears the news of a people secretly, but they dislike it, molten brass will be put into their ears on the resurrection day."
Mashallah. So if you tell somebody's crime and anything, what is going to happen, sir? Read it again and explain it in your own mouth to your audience before I.
The person who commits sin and then discloses them. So, what was the question he asked? Who's going to get punished?
The one who
The one
commits
who
sin
tells the secrets,
of others,
and even
yeah,
themselves, apparently.
mashallah.
So, you're cool as long as you don't basically tell anybody that you sinned and tell anybody about somebody else's sin.
Absolutely.
Okay, continue.
And
This is
then
crazy.
you think, and then people say, hey, Adam is just, Adam is just,
Talking out of
oh,
his arse.
keep away from the places of slander and backbiting, so that the minds of the people remain free from. Okay, now this paragraph, I kind of agree to a certain, like, don't do backbiting. That's just bad. I agree
Yeah.
with that. Backbiting is bad. Okay.
Well, even in Christianity, it says don't gossip.
Yeah, gossip, backbiting is bad. But if you know, confirm that this guy is doing this, you see it from your own eyes, and that is a crime, you gotta tell the, like, stealing is a crime, man. If he steals something, go tell the world. Get him punished. He's stealing small now, he's gonna steal more now later. But
Right.
anyhow,
So, is it expected of you, since you're supposed to, train your other people, if you catch someone stealing, are you supposed to chop their hand off and just not? And wouldn't that be a crime too? not taking it to the ruler and having the law chop their hand off, doing it yourself. Isn't that like a crime?
No,
Are
no,
you
you can't
supposed to
chop off
chop
your hand.
somebody's hand off?
No, no, you cannot. That is only by the law. It has to be by the law.
Right. Okay. So you're
You
just
can't do
supposed to
that.
not say anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Now let's just forget this paragraph. I kind of agree with it. I have some minor points, but I will not waste time. I want to do something more. Make intercession to one who has got authority to remove the needs of a Muslim and try hard to meet his requirement. If anyone among you seeks something from me, I wish I should give it to him at once. But if anyone, so now he's telling something else. Here comes, greet every Muslim with salam. Okay, salam means uh, blessing. In other words, salam means salamti, but say blessings to other.
Right.
Now look what is happening. Prophet Muhammad is going to do kitman. When I told you about kitman, people said Adam is a liar. Now here Prophet Muhammad is going to do kitman. Imagine that. The Prophet said, do not respond to the one who begin talk before salam till he begins talk with salam. He said, do not start with salam to the non-Muslims until they start with it. So Jews and Christians has to say salam to you first before you say salam. Otherwise, you shouldn't even say salam. Next.
Right.
A wise man said, once I went to the Prophet but did not greet him with salam and did not seek permission. The Prophet said, go back and say salam, peace be on you, and then enter. The Prophet said, when you enter the house, greet its inmates with salam, because when one of you greets, the devil does not enter his house. Hazrat Anas said, I have been serving the Prophet for last 8 years. He said to me one day, oh Anas, make ablution. Well, your life will be prolonged. Greet with salam to any of the follower you greet. Greet with salam to the inmates of the house when you enter. That will be good for you. By the way, this is why when Muslims enter their house, they say assalamu alaikum, even though there is nobody in the house. He said, when two believers meet and handshake with each other, 70 virtues are divided among them. He who meets out with them smiling considered 90 virtues. God says, when you are greeted with the greet, by one whose hand my life, you will enter the paradise till you believe. You will not believe till you enter in another. Love one another. Shall I not inform you such an action? He said, yes. Spare peace among vagara vagara. An angel bless him, etc. Handshaking with salam is sunnat. A man came to Prophet and said, he said, for him 10 rewards, for me the 10 rewards, for 20 rewards, and etc. etc. Now, you see how important salam is,
Yes.
greeting is. And you have to say salam. You have get 10 virtues, 70 virtues, or 90 virtues, depending on how you do salam. So it's a very important thing. You have to begin with salam. Now see how Prophet Muhammad uses kitman. Hazrat Aisha reported, a party of Jews came to the Prophet and said, Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. Now, you don't know the intentions because the Jews speak Hebrew, not Arabic. So their pronunciation might be wrong. Sam means curse. Salam means blessing or peace. Now, they said, Salam alaikum. Prophet Muhammad do not have an idea whether they were intentionally saying Sam or they were pronouncing it wrong. So what did Prophet Muhammad did?
He
And he
just
said,
put
Wa
whatever they said back
alaikum.
on them.
He did not say Wa alaikum salam. He said Wa alaikum.
Yeah. He said
And to
ditto.
you, ditto. Yeah. Hazrat Aisha said, on you also death and curse? The Prophet said, oh Aisha, God loves kindness in everything. And this is kindness according to Muhammad. He heard them saying, Salam alaikum, curse be upon you, without knowing whether they were mispronouncing the word or literally saying that. And his kindness is that he says, on you too. So if somebody curses at me and I say, on you too, ditto, curse upon you, that is not kindness. That is doing to others what they do to you.
Right.
And here Muhammad did kitman as well by omitting the complete sentence of salam, wa alaikum assalam. He did not say wa alaikum assalam. He said wa alaikum only. Hazrat Aisha said, have you not heard? They said, he said, I also said, on you too. Prophet said, the rider will salute one who walks. And now that's the second part. So he was telling Aisha, that is why I just said on you too.
Just in case they meant it as something bad.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, well, I kind of understand his response there. He's assuming that they just mispronounced the word, but in case they didn't,
He's not assuming that. He's assuming that they actually said, "Curse be upon you,"
okay.
right? Because in this passage, you don't see him saying or Aisha saying that they might have mispronounced it.
Right.
So he's assuming that they actually did that.
Okay.
Prophet said, don't follow the Jews and the Christians because the greeting of the Jews hints by the fingers and greetings of the Christian is clapping by the hand. I have not met any Jew who would who would greet you with their fingers. Fingers, tip, 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 or Christian. What the hell, man? Really? But the Prophet said, when a man reaches an assembly, he shall salute them. When he thinks good to sit, then he will sit. When he goes away, he will salute them. The first man has got no greater right than the last. Hazrat Umar said, I heard Prophet saying, when two Muslims meet, now it's about two Muslims anyways. So this is how uh, things are. This is how things are. So let's go to, there are a lot to read and unpack, but I want to go to Quran next. So I'm going to skip forward certain things and I'm going to go to volume number 3 of Al-Haya Ulumuddin as well today. So let's go straight to our subject line. This is volume number 3. We were in volume number 2. Let's read volume number 3.
Okay.
False speaking and permissibility in some cases. What is false speaking? What is the other name of false speaking, sir?
Lying.
Thank you so very much. Know, our reader, that falsehood is not unlawful for its own sake, but it is unlawful for the harm caused to the person with whom falsehood is spoken or harm to the person. Sometimes false speaking becomes compulsory. The sage Mamun bin Mahram said, in some places, false speaking is better than speaking the truth. If a man runs with a sword and kill another person who enters a house, you should say, on being asked about his whereabouts, I have not seen him. Now, to a certain extent, that is kind of fleshly thing as well, right? If you see a man who wants to kill somebody and say, hey, where did you see that man? He would say, I have not seen him. What do you think, Mr. Jeff? Is that okay?
Um. Well, I don't know. That's a little ambiguous because what if the man who's running with the sword is a bad man who just wants to kill somebody?
Yeah, let's assume that for the
Okay.
sake of argument.
Okay.
So the man is running with a sword. He's actually trying to kill somebody whom he's inquiring about.
Right.
So
To
can
save a
you
person
say,
from unjust oppression is compulsory.
okay. So here you can lie, right?
That yes.
But isn't lying should be sin by default?
Well, it's this is when you kind of get into a little bit of a gray area.
No, so you are actually doing a sin. But to saving a life of somebody is far greater than that kind of a lie. So it should still be called a lie, not a
Right.
rewarding thing,
Well, it
right?
seems like it's still being called a lie. They're just not using the word lie.
No, they're saying it's compulsory. So when it comes compulsory, it's called fard.
Required.
And if you do
Yeah.
fard, you get sawab, you get virtues. So you need to understand when the English word compulsory comes in, it's the Arabic equivalent of doing halal with compulsion, which means any halal thing that you do with compulsion, you get good virtues.
hmm
So
In
then
this case,
lying,
it's talking about saving somebody's life,
yeah.
which is pretty much kind of covered by Takia, right? But instead of it being that
Thank you.
being
So
you,
that
it
goes all the way back to Takayya. And
right.
I've said many times that certain times there are certain gray areas in lying which I, as a human, without looking at theology, I would say it makes sense,
Right.
right? But
hmm
that's the fleshly makes sense kind of a thing,
Right.
right? Now, to say falsehood in a battle, to compromise between two parties, and to preserve good between two co-wives, false speaking is lawful. Now, how is this lawful?
Yeah, we've covered this before.
Okay. Hazrat Kalsum said the Prophet did not allow false speaking except in three cases: to bring compromise between two parties, which is stupidity, and at the time of war, and a husband speaking a lie to his wife and speaking lie to her husband. Now,
Mhm.
at the time of war, let me tell you, in India, when Muslims attacked India, one of the tribe who fought them were Marathas. Okay,
Mhm.
Marathas were fighting with many Indian Hindu tribe already inside India. They had these conflicts where they would actually had fights. Right? That's history. You can see that. But they had some rules of engagement. One of that rule was no matter what, they won't lie, even in the war. It doesn't matter. So they won't lie. They have war. They will come in front of each other. War will start at 6 a.m. It will end at 5 p.m. That's how it's going to happen. That's agreed upon. After
Okay.
5 p.m., no one will pick up the sword. We will not kill somebody who is injured and his sword has been dropped from his hand. That's the rule. It's going to be taken as is. Nobody is going to do that. We are not going to rape each other's women. That's a rule. If somebody did that, he did a wrong act. That guy will be punished by his own people.
Mhm.
His own people, not the other party, his own people.
Right.
All right. So if somebody says that this is the engagement of war where you can always lie, it's wrong. There are historical evidences present that we can see that they don't even do that. And then a husband speaking lie to his wife and a wife speaking lies to her husband. There is a big fat and ugly wife that you have, and you married her for money because she has a lot of money, and
Uh-huh.
then that wife is like, hey dude, how do I look? You're like, you are the most handsome wife in the history of handsome wives.
Right.
That's what you have to say.
Yeah, if you want
The
to have your
lie
way.
which he speaks in war is not recorded as war is strategy. The lie which is spoken to settle matters between two contending parties is not written. The lie which is spoken to settle matters between two contending parties is not written. The lie which is spoken to please the wife is not recorded. There is no sin in every falsehood, but there is no sin in that falsehood which benefits a Muslim or removes a harm from him.
There is sin in every falsehood, but there is no sin in that falsehood which benefits a Muslim or removes a harm from him.
Thank you so very much.
Does it get
Benefits a Muslim.
does it get more specific about benefits a Muslim?
Everything. We already read that. How? For example, the Prophet said, he who commits fornication shall keep it secret. So this is how you benefit a Muslim. Don't get him 80 lashes. As God said, to disclose an obscene act is also obscene act. So every man should sometimes save his life, property,
Property.
and honor, even taking record of falsehood. So where can you not do falsehood then?
It's his life, property, and honor. Yeah, that's pretty vague. We have somebody in chat if you want to pull him in.
He just ran away. He put some message in the private chat and ran away. I don't know.
Oh, he
I
said,
don't know
"Can you add
why
me in?"
people even join StreamYard for 30 seconds when they have to run away. Okay, he's back. Yes, Mr. Uzair, you had a lot of things to say.
Hello,
Hello.
Hello.
am I audible?
If I am saying hello in response, then yes, you are audible, sir.
Well,
Yeah, I can hear
great.
you.
Then you're talking about concealing sins. What is the standard for concealing sins?
I am telling you what is written by your Islam. Are you a Muslim?
Yes, certainly. Yeah.
So that's what I'm showing already. So what is the standard? You tell me. If
No,
you
no,
don't
no,
check,
no, 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 no. There are different types of sin. For example, if I go and kill a child, that's a different sin. And if I drink alcohol, that's a different sin.
so
is there some place where it goes through the different sins and the ones that are okay to report people for and the ones that aren't?
No, it depends on what you are reporting. For example, if my brother or anyone around me who does something obscene, so I will report it. But if I have stopped him and I have seen him that he keeps repeating this and he does not stop in it, then I will report him. I won't report him on the first time. But if the
Okay.
sin is different, for example, if he's harming someone, then obviously I have to report him.
I would ask where it says that to disclose an obscene act, what's the limit? Is it one time? Is it two times, five times? Where does it like differentiate?
In Islam, it's mostly three times. You ask someone three times to do it. If
where
they
is it
don't,
written?
then report
It,
it.
is that a hadith?
Okay, I'll bring it. Just wait a minute.
All right, while he brings the hadith, he's going to use ChatGPT, and most of the ChatGPT references are wrong. So, anyhow, but Mr. Jeff,
Yes.
imagine what he said. He said if he is doing a sin for
Hmm.
which you have hadud punishment. So, when you are drinking alcohol, there is a hadud punishment. Hadud punishment are punishments which are prescribed by Allah Himself. Okay, if you are stealing, that's a hadud punishment, means a punishment prescribed by Allah.
Hmm.
And he said stealing is not harming anybody. Tell me, finding my God or Jeff, how is stealing not harming somebody else? Because if
The
it is my property and you steal it, that you are harming me, my
yeah,
livelihood.
the person who's losing their property would probably argue that point.
Hey, 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 don't misquote me. I never said that stealing is not harming anybody. I'm saying drinking alcohol or doing such things
I
which
just showed
lie in
you.
the same
I
path are
just
harming anybody.
I just showed you.
So something
Muhammad
that's just
said
harming yourself.
Muhammad said, I just showed you, Muhammad said,
Yes,
why did you bring me a guy who stole? Why did you not just did the good thing with him? And Muhammad was so angry. Why somebody
yes.
brought him a guy who stole? So
Because then he had to punish him.
then he had to cut his hand. So now that is an example that was given. I just read it.
Okay, yeah, but
Could
he
you give me the these for it so I could analyze that?
I'm showing you the fiqh.
Oh,
Fiqh is based on
a fiqh is
hadith.
different. Everyone follows four imams. Someone follows Abu Hanifa, someone follows Malik, someone follows Shafi.
So go
I
bring it.
need the hadith on which they base their fiqh.
No, so I don't care. This is your imams.
See,
You don't
if you
accept
don't
fake,
care,
right?
then
You
this is
create
academic
no
dishonesty if
Uzair,
you don't care about
Uzair, Uzair. That is academic.
it. Okay.
well
The
now
academic
wait,
part is
now wait. I do care if this is
no. Just give me a second.
written
Give me
down somewhere.
give me a second. Fake is written down.
Okay.
Who creates fake, Minhas? Can you and I create fake?
Fiqh is created by people, but they create
Who?
fiqh on the basis of what?
Okay,
Quran and
you don't
Hadith.
understand. Let me repeat my question.
Okay.
Who creates fakes? Can you and I create fake?
If we have the right jurisprudence on it and we have enough authority that we can derive rulings, then we can.
Authority. Okay, authority. Okay, who provides the
No, no, I never
authority?
said authority is the main ruling. If you
Okay.
can derive a ruling from
Mr.
it, you have
Uzair,
the isnad,
Mr.
then you
Uzair,
can.
Well,
Mr. Uzair,
do you have
Yes.
to
Mr.
be do
Uzair.
you have to be an authority to create fiqh is the question, I believe.
On religious matters, if you can derive a ruling, you understand them, you can explain them, and you can explain your position, then obviously you can.
Okay, so let me ask you again. Can a
Okay.
mere person like you and me create a fiqh and that is acceptable?
We cannot create a fake, but we can
Thank you
investigate it
so very much. Okay,
on what
no,
they are
wait,
based on.
you can't investigate as well. I'll go there first.
Why?
So
Why can I not
I
investigate?
will I listen. Go step by
Yes.
step. Stop jumping the guns. Okay,
I'm
and
not
have a
jumping.
glass of water. Have a glass of water so that we can have a nice discussion. Okay, because here Jeff is trying to understand these things, and I'm going to give him all the understanding thanks to you that you brought up this very important point. So thank you. So first of all, Any Tom, Dick, and Harry cannot create fiqh, correct?
What? Can you repeat
Any
what you just said?
Tom, Dick, and Harry cannot create the fiqh.
Yes, if you refer to that as a normal person who does not have much knowledge of the deen, then yes.
Okay. So, who creates fiqh? Once again, going back to the point.
Fiqh, as I said, the one who can understand religious matter, explain his religious position and stance in
Is there
front of the
is
people
there a
can create fiqh.
particular is there a particular title that is given to these particular people before they were accepted to be the creator of legal understanding of the Quran? Because fiqh is used to create Sharia. So fiqh is the base text to create Sharia,
No,
and fiqh is
Sharia
taken
and
from.
Fiqh are
Hold on.
different.
Did I
Sharia is
say?
directly.
I'm going to backstage you because you're not letting me finish. I'm going to add you once I finish my statement because you interrupt me in the middle. Fiqh is the base text that is called jurisprudence. Fiqh is in English word, it's called jurisprudence. That is being used to create Sharia, and you said Sharia is created by the four Imams: Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi, and Imam Hanbal. So now, please, let's go back. Who is the creator of fiqh?
Can I answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, firstly, you said Sharia is created by people. I beg to differ because Sharia is taken from directly from the Quran. It is not created by people. Fiqh jurisprudence, those rulings are applied to our lives and different matters in which a certain or a clear ruling is not provided. That is called fiqh or jurisprudence.
Okay, hold
For
on.
example, Imam Malik or Imam Abu Hanifa cannot dictate the laws for inheritance. Even if they say whatever they want to say, they say they make different portions for the brothers and the sisters, but that won't work because we take that directly from the Quran. Jurisprudence is something else. Yes,
Okay,
a lot of people
I
follow
have a
them.
question.
Therefore,
I have a
okay.
question. Hold on. Is all Islam Sharia? So that just comes straight from the Quran. None of the hadiths or anything like that are included in Islamic Sharia. Is that what you're saying?
As I said before, I said I think so. I just cut out my question a bit. I said that everything Sharia is taken from the Quran and Hadith, and then the rulings that are further derived from them is what we call fiqh or jurisprudence.
Right. So everything doesn't just come straight from the Quran. It's also hadiths and
Everything does
basically
because the ruling
decided.
does. The base on which we base our jurisprudence does come from it.
Okay, I understand that. So the four imams, where do they come in? How does fiqh become legal and like part of the law?
Well, they make it part of the law first off because of their
Who
isnad. For
who
example,
who
if
ma-
we say Imam,
who makes it part of the law?
well, the Imams and the ones who accept it on the basis of their isnad. For example, I'm talking about Imam Abu Hanifa.
Again wrong. You have been
So
saying wrong
Okay,
after wrong,
why am
lie
I
after
wrong?
lie.
Can no, no.
You're
Let's
repeating lies after lies.
point out my lies. Point out my lies.
well,
Every statement that you said, there is a twist of a lie. Now, okay, so let me just destroy
Okay,
the last statement. You
okay, okay.
said,
No,
repeat your
destroy
last
every
statement.
statement. You said I've said everything is a
Yeah,
lie.
you
What I
guys.
said, everything was a lie. So
What's the
destroy
problem
everything.
with you, man? What's the problem with you?
well, here's the problem that I see just from being a third person observer here is you did say that Sharia is not made by man; it comes from God, from the Quran. But you also said that it is that fiqhs become law because they are voted on or made law by men. So that seems like a direct contradiction to me.
Where do they get that law from?
Okay, so let me ask you something now. Because you
Okay,
don't, you have no intention to listen to a nicer, longer discussion. So I'm going to make it very simple
okay,
to
okay,
you.
okay, okay.
When you divorce in Islam, you have
Yes.
to say, I divorce you 3 times, correct?
Well, not technically because there are three types of talaq. The first word is When you say the first time the word talaq, then you can do reconciliation. After that, you try to
So
make
yes, to finalize a divorce, so please don't teach me Islam.
yes,
I'm asking
finalize
you a
the
simple
divorce.
thing. So basically, to divorce
Okay.
somebody, you have to say it 3 times, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Can you say it in one sitting, or do you have to wait to say it in 3 different sittings?
Well, it's better and it's recommended that you have to wait
I don't
because
care what
three.
recommended. What is the shara? Because I'm talking about the shara right now, because shara does not have a black and white thing in it. Shara has a clear thing. It has to be black and white. There's no gray area. So if a imam has to accept your divorce, whether he is going
Okay.
to accept the divorce as one divorce, if it is done in one sitting, or will it accept it 3 divorces because in one sitting you have said it thrice?
It's about saying thrice. The thrice, the limit is set
I
because
say I
that is what.
divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. Is that divorce happened?
Well, yes, it has.
It has happened. You
Yes.
100% sure about it?
Well, I can give you some
Okay,
ruling on
what is
that.
the
If you
hadith for
wish, I can
this?
share my
Give me the
screen.
hadith for this. Yes, you share the screen. I don't care. Share the screen. What is
Okay.
the hadith for
Wait a
this?
second.
That you say somebody, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you 3 times, and that divorce has happened, and I said it right now in 1 minute. Please show me the hadith.
Okay, I'll
Okay,
bring it at these. I have a paper. I'll bring it. Just wait five
Go bring it.
minutes.
we're way
Bring
off
it.
the subject.
No, no, we are not way off this subject. We are defining the Sharia because the problem, brother, here is Jeff. You don't understand. This is how they lie. You need to understand the very important point. I'm explaining the lies. I'm explaining how fiqh matters. I'm explaining why Sharia matters, and whatever he's saying, it's insanity. These people think that when a Sharia is implemented, they have the right to challenge the fiqh and the Sharia behind it. They do not. You don't understand the point here. So that is why you think that we are going way off the point. We are not.
No, I
What I am
understand. I
reading,
understand the point.
yeah, what I'm reading here, and I gave him the very easiest thing because that will be easy for him to find. Okay, that will be very, very easy for him to find. That's why I gave him the most easiest thing, because this, what I'm showing, it will be a little difficult. By the way, when he said, show me the hadith I've already shown. It says Muhammad said, hide the sins of the others, because that is going to take you to Jannah, because Allah is going to hide the sin of of you. That is what I already shown. But there he has a gray area, and that gray area is described by the Imams. Imam al-Ghazali, in his book Al-Haya Ulumuddin, which we are reading. And for this book, the Mujtahideen actually said, if you destroy each and every book written by the Islam or for Islam, and you have only Al-Haya Ulumuddin, we can recreate each and every book of Islam in the world. That is how solid this book is. The Imam Nawawi, who is the author and the classifier of the hadith, he said, if each and every book about Islam is burned or thrown in the river, Al-Haya Ulumuddin is sufficient to recreate each and every book of Islam. This is
So,
how important this book is.
right, I get it.
And he is saying, show me the hadith from this book. This book is talking about the hadith, and it's Imam Ghazali is explaining the hadith, and then he is challenging Imam al-Ghazali. So I gave him the most easiest thing in the world to show me about divorce, that if I say divorce, divorce, divorce 3 times, did it happen or not?
Well, I know just from my reading that it has to be 3 different times. But in there an instance where it can be said once and it's like finalized?
He
Some
said
sort
that
of
you can say it once, 3 times, and it's done. So he's trying to find the reference for it. So let's
right. No, I
let's
read it
see.
that it has to be 3 different
You did
times.
not read it right. You read somebody's opinion. Let me just tell
So
you that.
so you're saying that somebody can say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, and the divorce is final.
I'm going to tell you what I'm going to mean. That's the point. So you need to understand, this is why you have 4 fiqhs. This is why you have 4 sharas. This is why you have the difference in Imam Ghazali, Imam Hanbal, Imam Malik, and all. So I'm going to explain this to you. So he's never going to find this hadith. Never.
Do they not exist?
No. What he is saying, it doesn't exist. What he is saying, it does not exist. That's the problem. So let him find it.
Well, in the meantime, back to what we were talking about as far as my question was, where is it written that you try to straighten your
Three
Muslim
times,
out, the Muslim
yeah,
that's messing out? Where
Yeah.
is it written that you try to help them one time, or after 3 times, then you turn them in? That was my question.
Yeah, he couldn't find that as well. So that was difficult. So I gave him the easy one. That was difficult to find. He won't be able to find it. Now I gave him the easiest thing, divorce. Mr. Uzaid, ChatGPT is not giving you an answer? Because ChatGPT is trained not to say this, because there is a lot of conflict that you cannot say divorce, divorce, divorce 3 times and it happens. There is a law in India which is trying to stop it, because this creates a huge problem for the Muslim woman.
How can I share the screen?
By clicking the button share screen in the bottom.
Looks like a monitor with a plus symbol in the middle.
I'm on mobile, not on desktop.
Okay, then give me the hadith number. I'll open it. Give me the hadith number and I'll open it.
It's not like Chat
Wait a
GPT or
second,
something
I'm
like
gonna
that, is it?
He's reading an article. He doesn't even know the hadith number. Or ChatGPT.
Say,
So
I
that's the problem.
actually, because you and Hatun referenced,
Sahih
we're
Muslim
making the jokes about Chat GPT.
1472C.
Sahih Muslim 1472C. Let me open that for you. All right. Let me show it to everyone. What he brought up. Abu Sabah said to Ibn Abbas, 18, enlighten us with your information, whether the 3 divorces were not treated as one during the life of Allah Messenger. And Abu Bakr, he said, it was in fact so. But when during the Caliphate of Umar, people began to pronounce divorce frequently, he allowed them to do so. To treat pronunciation of 3 divorces in a single breath as one. So Allah Messenger did not do that. Umar did that.
Yes, but Umar did that. Similarly, Umar introduced the
So,
Taraweeh and
so
it is still in it. So
just a
Umar
second, just a second,
can be
just
used.
a second.
No. Umar can be used as our base for the fiqh or
Okay.
the Sharia. You're
So
saying
now,
that they do not take this law from the Sharia. So where did this law come to them from?
okay, so where did Umar, as a mere human being, can change the law of Allah?
No. Umar
Well, the
is not a
question
bare
is
human being.
this
As
is
I will bring
Sharia?
you a hadith. He has divine inspiration. I can bring you that
No,
hadith which is
Muhammad has
in line with
divine
the.
inspiration. Umar doesn't.
Wait. The
No.
question was,
And
is this Sharia? Whether or not this was actually
yes,
Sharia.
hadith. It's a hadith.
And it does look like it say
Okay.
that it is. So
No, it is not. Let me bring it. Because this is what Umar did for his time. It does not become the law or does not become hadith because Umar did it. So let's see how Imam Abu Hanifa took it and Imam
But Abu
Shafi took it.
Hanifa is
Just shut up.
in accordance with the
Just
views of
shut up,
Rafal.
please. Just shut up, please. Okay. If the husband says you are divorced and thereby intends a 2 or 3-fold pronouncement, then whether the number he intend is in effect, this rule holding for all words that effect divorce, whether plain or allusive. The proof that a single pronunciation can validate effect a 3-fold divorce is in the hadith classified as rigorously authentic, Sahih, by Ibn Hibban, that the Prophet said, when Rukhna divorced his wife and then said, I did not intend it except as one time, made him swear an oath to the effect, and then returned her to him. If a single pronouncement could not affect a 3/4 divorce, there would have been any point in the Prophet making him swear the oath. Okay. With that being said, if a husband tells his wife, you are divorced, inshallah, and vagara vagara. So there are, this is where the problem lies. a hadith can be classified differently. This is the hadith of Muhammad, where Muhammad himself said, did you intend to do that? Even though you did that 3 times. But did you intend to do that? Because he did not, he said, I did not intend to do that. I swear, this is not even taken as 3 divorces. It was taken as 1 divorce. Hence, according to Imam Shafi view, it cannot be taken as 1. Second view is, in the time of Muhammad, it was not taken as 1. It was not taken as 3. It had to be indifferent, because Muhammad said, Allah curse the person who makes this divorce thing as a habit by saying it 3 times at once. And he said, did you made the words of Allah as joke? That's the hadith. So Uzair is saying that Umar made a joke out of Allah and Muhammad. Ji, Uzair.
No, he did not make a joke out of Allah
Did
or
Muhammad
Muhammad,
said,
peace
if
be
you
upon him.
did
He
Muhammad
changed.
said did Muhammad
Wait a
said
second, let
this?
me reply. What?
Did Muhammad said to the person who asked, can I give my wife divorce 3 times at once? And Muhammad said, did you made a joke of Allah's verses?
You can give me the reference so I can look it up and analyze it.
No. I'm asking you right now. Do you believe that? And if I
I
show
do
you
not.
that, will you say that Umar actually made it a joke?
No, Umar did not make a joke. Umar modified the ruling on the basis of what was happening. Islam had expanded not only into other countries but into other continents. Similarly,
Okay, just a second.
the
My question is different.
punishment for drinking.
My question is different. My
Can you
question is
explain?
different. My question is very
Your
different.
question is in accordance
So,
to this.
did Muhammad said that by saying this is wrong?
What?
To me, that seems like they said the same thing. I mean, this says if a husband says you are divorced and thereby intends 2 or 3-fold pronouncement, then whatever number he intends is affected. So just saying it once can mean divorce, or
It
saying
can
it
or
once
it cannot.
cannot. Right.
Thank you so very much.
Right. What he had you look up that was Sharia basically kind of says the same thing.
So, does it happen or does it not happen? It does not
It
happen.
depends on what he intends.
Exactly. So, how will you define that? How will you define this ruling then?
Apparently, they get irritated when by trying to separate the two, because that's a problem with what that says.
Thank you so very much. So, how will you do that?
What do you mean? How will he do that?
So, how will it happen?
How will who do that?
How will
how-
you do that?
The
So
only
how
way
will
you
you do
can
the
do it
divorce
is
then?
after the fact. The smart way
So-
to do it would be say you're divorced, you're divorced, you're divorced,
Mhm.
instead
In
of
one
saying at
setting.
one time and saying I intended that the one time be enough. So I'm not sure the question what you're getting to with the question.
So I'm asking the question again. Now you divorce the person
Hmm
3 times, right?
hmm
You did not intend to do that. How will I know about your intention?
Oh, it says that
Well,
you
you'd
can.
only know about my or anyone else's intention if they tell you what their intention was.
Yeah, but that
So
can't.
what?
That's after the fact. So
Yes. So how will you know my intention?
When you go to a qazi or anyone in the court, you will tell them that I pronounced the divorce 3 times, but I intended it as one. That's how you know my
How
intention or
will the
anyone.
Qazi know that your intention was right?
that seems a
Because he's telling it and
little
he will
odd.
swear upon it.
So Mr. Jeff, do you understand my
That's how
question?
court
Because this guy
works.
No,
will not understand. Do you
I
understand my question?
I do understand it.
So what is the shara on this?
Confusing.
So you cannot create a law, right?
Well, apparently you can, right?
So you cannot, right? Because when you are actually saying that he has to just swear whether he intended to do that or did not intend to do that, so how will you make shara on that?
Well, I mean, it has to hinge on what he has to say after the fact.
Okay. So once again, so basically the person, so wife goes to the court and says whether I'm divorced or not because this guy gave me 3 divorces. How will you make the ruling?
I will make the ruling on the
I'm
base
not
when you
asking
will take
you. I'm not
oath.
asking you. I'm not
I,
asking you. I'm
I,
Oh,
asking Jeff.
how I
okay.
would make the
But
ruling, what makes sense is that if he said it 3 times, they're divorced.
If he makes 3 times over divorce, that is the opinion of Imam Abu Hanifa.
Yeah.
Now,
Now, to me, I
now
can
that's
see the ambiguity between saying that it can be said 1 time, and if he intends it as being 3, then it's a divorce. I
yes.
understand that being very confusing, but if he says it 3 times, then she should be divorced.
She should be divorced.
Yes, if he said it 3 times.
What about this then? Read 3.4.
When a husband is asked, "Have you divorced your wife?" and he says yes, then she's divorced.
Now, how will
Even
you
if
handle that?
even if he does not intend,
So how will you handle that then?
then she's divorced.
So now where is the intention?
See, that says even if he doesn't intend.
So where is the intention now? You know I go by making you see certain things one after another to make you understand how the Sharia is being built. So I'm actually teaching you how the Sharia is being built because nothing is clear in Quran, nothing is
Well,
clear in Hadith. So that's why I was doing this. I was
right,
intentionally holding back this point before earlier. So now tell me, how will you handle this?
they're divorced.
Are they?
Yes, says
But
even if he does not intend.
you just said, and Uzair was shouting so loud, we will ask the person whether he intended or not. He has to swear it whether he intended or not. Now here it says whether even if he intends or not.
Yeah, basically, if the guy speaks in anger and says it 3 times, he can't go back on it. That's what
But
this
like
says.
he didn't even said that. He just said it once, whether he intended or not.
Right. Well, that's a little different. If he just says it once, then he has to be questioned about his intention. Did you mean this to mean 3 times, or were you just saying this once?
Okay, is it?
If you include what we read earlier, yes.
Okay.
But if a husband says yes, she's divorced. I mean, this is going back and asking the husband, "Have you divorced your wife?" And he says yes. So then they're divorced.
What if she was in a menstruation cycle at that time?
What's that have to do with anything?
Really? Come on.
well,
Come on.
the
Is
Quranic
there
ayah will
something?
apply there.
Is there something in there for that?
Yes.
Okay.
If she is in menstruation flow, what will happen?
I don't know.
Where is that? Uzair, if she is menstruating when he divorced, what is going to happen?
Is that like a PMS clause?
Yeah, there is a PMS clause. Uzair, tell me. Uzair, are you reading? Are you asking Chat GPT now again? Every time I ask a question, he goes to the Chat GPT.
I'm reading Surah
Uzair,
Baqarah ayah 231.
what if she is in menstruation cycle and the husband
Well,
divorced?
your the menstruation cycle will end and she will complete her iddah, and then it will go on as
And
forward.
in the during the time of menstruation cycle, if they want to reconciliate back, what is going to happen?
Well,
There's a
it
PMS
depends
clause,
on
man.
the number of talaqs. It depends on the number
But
of
we just already agreed that it doesn't matter right now. Even one can be taken as divorce.
Well, then that again comes on the what he intended, and if he oaths what he does,
All right. So
and if he
now
intended three and intended one,
every
then
every
divorce.
single viewer, imagine what I'm
Okay.
saying and what is happening and what Uzair is saying. I challenge Uzair to show me all
Okay.
of these conditions from Muhammad's time of Hadith and the Quran. If he cannot, then he has to go by the opinions of his Imam. Number one. Number two,
But
number two, Number two, Mr. Jeff, if there is a law in your country and that law is implemented,
Hmm.
and now the law is being implemented right now, okay, the law is implemented,
Okay.
there might be talks with the politicians to change the law, there might be, but
Hmm.
the law is implemented. Will you be held according to this law?
If it's law, it's law.
If it's law, is law. What if you say that this lawmaker did not make the law according to whatever the statements are of the prime minister or whatever? What is going to happen then?
Well, then it can be debated, but if the law has been implemented, it's still a law.
So for as long as that law is implemented, that law will be applied upon you, correct?
Yes.
You know what Sharia means?
Law.
And what is Islamic Sharia?
Islamic law.
So if you are in a country where Imam Shafi's law is there, can you do against it because you think that law is not written right?
No.
You cannot.
Well, I'm assuming no. It's not the way it works here.
Exactly. Exactly. When the law has been implemented, you have to follow it. You can debate it in the courts,
Sure.
but the law will be implemented unless it is changed. So if you did something and that is wrong according to law, you will be punished by it. Correct?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Zaid. What do you have to say now?
Okay, can you open up Surah Baqarah at 231?
Yeah, I have memorized it. So what? When you divorce a third time,
Yes,
it is
then.
not lawful for the wife to go back to the first husband unless she do sex with the other husband and then get divorced or the other husband dies.
What?
Yeah, that's Quran.
So if they're divorced, she can't go back to the
First husband.
husband
No.
she had before
Yeah,
without having sex with the guy she divorced.
no,
Hey,
unless
man,
she
wait.
goes,
You can just
unless
say
she
the same.
marries, just a second, unless she has sex with another husband,
Which husband?
other husband, like she has to marry somebody else and have sex with her.
Okay.
Well, that would be, well, if they want to reconcile and marry again, which is a different topic. We were not talking about that. And
You said
231
230. That's exactly
does
what
not
it
say.
says. وَإِن طَلَّقَّهَا فَلَا تَحِلُّ لَهُ مِن بَعْدِ حَتَّى تِنكِحَ زَوْجًا غَيْرَهُ until she have
Yeah,
sex
I'm
with
pretty
another
sure you're reading
husband.
the wrong one.
So they can reconcile, but if she has sex with another husband, then they can't.
Then she can
No,
reconcile.
you cannot make it for a term that they have sex and they will divorce.
Then
If the
if
other husband wants
he
you,
divorces her, then she is not fala tahillu,
that is
lawful,
230. I asked
lahu
you to
for
open
him,
231.
mimbadi after that until mm, she marries. That's wrong. It's not marriage because you cannot marry a husband. You cannot marry a husband. Hatta until she has sex with a husband, ghairahu, other than him. Unless she has sex with a husband other than him, you don't marry a husband. Like this is a falsified translation. You don't marry a husband. You have sex with a husband. When you marry, then that person becomes a husband.
Yes.
So so until he has sex with a husband, ghairahu, other than that man. Ji, what are you saying, Uzair? I opened the verse.
I was talking about 231, not 230.
Okay, 231. Okay, let's do 231 as well. 231.
Here it talks about a menstrual period.
Here it talks about the menstrual period. Okay, yes, menstrual period. PMS. And when you divorce a woman and they have fulfilled their terms, which terms? Either entertain them according to acceptable terms or release them according to acceptable terms. So you have the option, just like I said, there is nothing black and white. So either acceptable terms you release them or you accept them. And what are these terms? What if she is pregnant? What will happen to the divorce at that time? I was
Well,
talking
the
about menstrual
divorce will
period.
carry on if she is pregnant.
but what like in within that
That's why the
time,
3 months waiting period. Oh, okay.
Not 3 months
Speak.
waiting period. She has a big fat tummy. She is 6 months pregnant. You can see she is pregnant.
I'm still not sure how this pertains to what we were talking about.
We are talking about he's changed the topic because he wants to say that Sharia and the fiqh is wrong, and I'm showing that they are
No, it's
not
not
wrong.
wrong. I never want.
Quran
Let's go back
is
to the topic we have wanna go. I did
Quran
not say
is Quran is not clear. Then what
it
happens
is.
is
I mean,
it is
that's what
clear.
the hadiths and sunnahs are for, right? To kind of cover where the Quran is not clear.
He just said Quran is clear. What can I do?
I mean, if everything was in the Quran, then there wouldn't really be any need for the hadiths. There wouldn't be need for
My
the sunnahs.
my question is, if Quran is clear, then how will you offer prayer?
Well, it's
Quran
in
is
the
clear
hadith.
in its message.
Are you saying Quran is clear in the message that it gives? The stuff that's covered in the Quran, it is clear. And you guys have the
Well,
hadith
in the
and the
message it
sunnahs
gives.
for all this.
The purpose
Not
of the Quran is. Okay.
Quran is
Complete the
very
question.
detailed.
Well, yes, in its message it's detailed. It calls itself Huda, the guidance, and it is detailed.
No, it says kulli shay. It says kulli shay. Everything. Even I should know how to create a aeroplane in the Quran. Why does Allah use the word
obviously
kulli
that's
shay?
not in there.
Can you give me
Sorry?
the verse?
I said
Quran.
obviously
Can you give?
it's not in there. Obviously everything's not in the Quran.
Well, it depends on what you take everything.
Well, like he just
Why?
said, it's not in
Everything is not
everything.
everything? Brother, ask him. Is everything not everything?
What is the definition for everything? How do you set the standard at this is
Well,
everything?
yeah, I mean, you can't because everything is everything.
If math is talking about everything, if I say I
What
wanna talk everything about this formula, then I won't include other
kulli
stuff.
shay. What
وتفصيل
kulli shay.
شيء
Detailed explanation of
What's
all
what follows it?
things, everything.
Yeah, but that's obviously
Everything
you
that is
can't
related to
take that
guidance.
literally.
Wahuda wa rahmata liqawmi yu'minun.
You can't,
And it,
you
and
can't
it
take
is
it literally that everything is in the Quran.
okay. So what is everything?
That's the thing. Everything is everything.
Everything that is required for
There's no
guidance of a
book.
man. That's the purpose of the Quran and the
It
book.
does.
Yeah,
It doesn't say
I can
that.
see making that distinction. That
Okay.
everything that you need to understand
Okay.
Allah is in the Quran, but to say that everything
Wait.
is in the Quran is silly.
Wait.
No,
Wait.
what I meant was
Let me just
everything was
let me
guidance,
just show you.
as I
Let me just show
clarified
you.
before.
Yeah. Hold on. But a confirmation of what was before it and a detailed explanation of all things and guidance and mercy of the people who believe. So now, is this clear English, Mr. Jeff?
Yes, it is clear English.
And right, just give me a
It
second.
is, but
Okay.
I don't see
There was
how people
certainly
could take that
okay.
as literally everything.
Okay, people does not take it literally. Perfect. People
Okay.
doesn't. So you are saying that Allah used the wrong words here?
Am I
What?
saying Allah used the wrong words here?
Because you're saying people don't take it as it is written, so it means Allah used the wrong vocabulary here. Because people take it differently.
It says all things in guidance and mercy for people who
No,
believe.
all
I-
no 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 no.
Mhm.
Not all things of
Hey
guidance.
man,
It's not
give
all
me
things
the
of
verse,
I
guidance.
bro.
said
Give me the
all
verse.
things and
You're using the
guidance.
English translation as a standard.
I can take any translation. I can actually go to Arabic.
Well,
Listen,
if
there
it
is a
says
wa here.
if it
Like,
says
what's the
the
point of the
words
Quran? The
all
first ayah of the
things,
Quran, Al-Baqarah,
if it
second
says the
ayah
word
says that.
all things, what difference
Hudam
does
wa
it make
rahmatan lil-
what translation?
Okay, so I can go back to Arabic. So there are two things here. One, in the story is a lesson for those who understand. Never was the Quran a narration invented, but a confirmation of the previous scriptures and a detailed explanation of all things and guidance and mercy for the people who believe. So
Yeah, what
there is
if it confirms the previous scriptures? What is the basis of a scripture? What does a scripture entail? Like, what's the purpose of a scripture?
I will give you an answer. Wait. So Mr. Jeff, is there in this English sentence, which is actually a literal translation, What are the three things that Allah is enforcing here when you read this English sentence? And I can vouch for you that in Arabic it's written the same.
All right, where are we at? Sorry, I was answering somebody in chat. There was certainly in their stories a lesson. My mic has gotten really low. A lesson for those of understanding. Never was it a narration invented, but a confirmation of what was before it, and detailed explanation of all things, and guidance and mercy for a people who believe.
Okay.
It does say detailed explanation of all things.
Okay.
Well, detailed explanation requires a reference. For example, if I say my wife is everything for me, does that mean she entails everything that is in the universe in her? No, it's
Right,
about
but
love.
this is when you
Similarly,
get to
Quran is about
taking
guidance.
right. This is when you get into, the semantics of verbiage. When I said obviously it can't mean all things, you said yes, all things, but no, it can't mean all things when people
Well,
think of all
I'm
things.
sorry if my statement was a bit vague, but in the sense of all things, I meant guidance.
Okay.
Right.
Does Allah?
I can see you taking it from that. I can
Okay.
see
Wait.
you
Wait. I can
getting
take
that.
that. I can take that. Allah is to guide you about all things in the Quran, even though that this verse is not saying that.
We'll
Okay.
say all things spiritual.
Okay.
It's
All things spiritual. Okay. Perfect. So everything that is needed for me to be guided, it should be in the Quran. Correct? Uzair.
Well, everything that is needed to put you on the right path.
Now, not guidance. Just put me on the right path only.
well, that would be
Well, the right
guidance.
path is guidance, but when you
Okay.
actually embrace Islam, then you have the ruling and you have to follow it,
Okay,
and
okay,
then
wait, wait,
therefore
wait,
you
wait,
have to use the
relax,
hadith.
relax, 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 relax. So if
I
Allah
mean,
says
let's
in
go.
the Quran that the right thing to do is offer salat, so there should be every detail of how to offer salat in the Quran, because that is the guidance that Allah is giving, and that is how I am going to get the mercy of Allah. If I don't offer 5 times salat, I will be put to hell. So now, where can I find the verses in the Quran which gives me detailed explanation of how to offer salat?
Well, is that how
Well,
sure
actually, the
The
Quran does
five
offer
times
the
salat, Jeff.
explanation. It says to
Just
follow the asba of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As I said, guidance and guidance of the
no.
path is
Listen,
something
listen,
different, and
listen,
following
listen,
it fully is something different.
listen, 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 listen. You said Quran has the detailed explanation of guiding the
Yes,
person.
for guidance.
Now, for
Yes,
guidance, the most important part is salat after Tawheed. Now,
yes.
where are the verses of salat that I can see how to offer salat?
Well, it tells us to offer salah, which is the part of guidance. But how to offer salah is from
So,
the asfa of the Rasul.
so Allah,
Guidance
so but it
is
says detailed
limited to
explanation.
telling us.
Excuse me, it doesn't say hints of guidance. It says detailed explanation of guidance. That's what
Yes,
you said.
detailed.
So, so
Man,
where is the
if you want
detailed
to shout inside,
explanation
then
of
there
the
is a reason.
guidance of salat? Where is the detailed explanation of the guidance of salat? Is it in the Quran? Is it in the Quran? Is it in the Quran? Okay.
It is in the Quran.
Where? Where can I say you have to offer prayer 5 times? These are the timings of the prayer. In the Fajr, you have to offer 2 rakats as a faraj. In the Zohar, you have to offer 4 rakat as a farad. In the Asr, you have to offer 4 rakats as faraj. In the Maghrib, you have to offer 3 rakats as faraj. In the Isha, you have to offer 4 rakat as faraj and 3 witr. Just the basic. Forget
What
the
is the
sunnah, forget the nafal.
no? Wait a second. What is the mass? Who tells us what is the mass?
I don't know. You tell me, is it in the Quran or
Well,
not
yeah,
right
you
now?
don't know. Yeah,
But
Quran tells
is
us
it
what is the
in?
mass.
Okay,
What is the
what does that
purpose
have
of
to do
making a
with
messenger?
okay. So it is not there, right? Can you
It
agree
is
with
there.
me
It
that
tells us to offer
okay?
the prayer. It is the guidance of all things.
So
It
can you
guides us
tell
on what we
me?
have to do, what
so
worship we have to do.
he tells you to offer prayer, and then your messengers put the details on it, right? Okay,
Well,
we need
yes,
the
on
Quran
how to
says offer
follow up
prayer.
on it.
The hadiths or whatever say do it 5
It
Then
times.
does
Jeff,
not
where is the
vaguely say
detailed
offer prayers,
explanation?
but yes.
Jeff, where is the detailed explanation in the Quran then? Now you answer me.
The detailed
Well,
explanation
it is a detailed
on how
explanation.
to
It tells us
pray.
when
Well,
are the times of fasting prayers. What do we have to do in a prayer? Additional information is added by the
it
Prophet to
says that
make
in
it
the
a
Quran.
complete worship. I
It
can
says
bring you
in
the
the
verses.
Quran when and how many times?
Yeah, times it mentions the time.
No, there are 3 times only, not 5.
Is that why the
Well, you
Shiites
can divide the times on
only
basis of
pray
that.
3 times?
That's the reason. You don't even have five prayers in Quran. So the basic point is the Quran is incomplete. It doesn't give any detailed explanation of
It is
anything
complete.
whatsoever.
It gives us complete guidance. How do you define guidance? Can you tell me?
Jeff, do you understand what I'm saying? Because obviously this guy is not going to understand.
No, I do, but I don't think the
You are the
argument's
one who's
going to go
shouting. I'm
anywhere.
not shouting. Can you tell me what's the reference of guidance? What is the basis of guidance?
Well,
So
to say detailed explanation would mean to say pray, and this is how you pray. These are the words that you say when you pray. This is the time of day that you pray. Yeah, that would be detailed explanation. So I mean, it's a senseless argument to try to define detailed, because detailed is detailed. You know,
Acha,
detailed is
Uzair,
Well, if you
instructional.
follow upon it, it says
Uzair,
Wahuda. Huda means
Uzair, tell me
guidance, bro.
something. Uzair, tell me
Yes.
something. Why is your Allah a liar?
Why would he be a liar?
Why did he lie to his prophet and his Sahaba
Where did he lie?
in the Quran?
Yeah, let's further on that. Where?
What? We were talking about lies. So if Allah is a liar, if he's proven a liar from the Quran, what will you do?
Well, you can't be a liar because to be a liar, you have to be a person.
So God cannot lie?
Wait,
What is the basis and how you define a lie?
That's something that is not true, and you are telling
Yes.
something that is not true to somebody.
What's the purpose of it?
it doesn't
It
matter
doesn't
what the
matter.
purpose of it is. A lie is a lie.
No, it does matter what's the purpose. I'm not talking about that God is a liar.
Yeah, I don't understand by you saying the purpose of a lie determines whether
Well,
or not
let's
it's
leave
a
the
lie or
purpose.
not.
A lie is a lie. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if Allah lies in the Quran, what will you do?
He does not lie.
I say, okay, listen. Jeff, can you please ask him the question the way I'm asking? Maybe he can understand if you ask him.
Are you wanting to know if it was proven to him that Allah
I just
lied in the
want
Quran?
to
What would he
know.
do?
I want to know if I
I
show
just
him the
want to know how
evidence.
can a God lie?
It doesn't matter how can he
By
lie.
not telling the
No,
truth.
it does matter how can a God lie.
By not telling the
It
truth,
does
okay?
matter because we lie because of what we observe. But if God has observed something and he's above space and time, why would he lie? God is
So
eternal and
That's a
complete.
good
Why would he lie?
question. Why would he lie? That's a good
perfect,
question to
perfect.
ask of any God.
But if he
The
still
thing is,
lies,
you always read you read plain words and you take the wrong interpretation of it, and then you base your argument on a logical fallacy.
okay.
What's the example that you want to give, Adam?
No.
Well,
I'm
let him
going to
give the
first.
example of the lie, and I'll point it.
And what if Allah actually tells you in the Quran that he lied because of this reason? That is why he lied. He will actually tell
Again,
you.
why would he lie?
It doesn't matter. He will tell you as well why he lied.
Like what would he lie? Like what would he lie? Why
It
would he lie? If
doesn't
he
matter
controls
what would
everything,
he
then
lie.
what
If I
is
prove
it
you
does matter. It
this,
actually does matter. It actually
will
does
you
matter.
call your God a liar?
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Show me the
Bring it up.
verses.
Show it.
Hmm.
Let's see it.
No, Jeff. I need to listen to him. If I prove his God to be liar, and he will agree,
He's
what
not going to
he
say. He's not going to say one way or another.
okay.
No, like
Then I'll
I do
just
not
give you
understand. A
information.
human can lie, a prophet can lie, but how can God
Shut up.
lie?
Shut up and listen now. Quran chapter number 8, verse number 43. Remember, O Muhammad, when Allah showed you to in your dream, Allah showed Muhammad in the dream a few people coming to attack you. And if he had shown them many to you, you would have lost courage and you would have disputed in the matter. But Allah saves. Indeed, He knows what is in the hearts of the people. The tafsir actually says that Muhammad is going into the battle and Allah showed him dream, according to this verse, that the people who are coming to attack Muslimin are very few in number. Now, when Muhammad and his army is standing in front of the Kuffar army, and the Kuffar army is really, really big, and they're like, Muhammad, you lied to us. You lied to us, Ya Muhammad. There
And
are too many.
this is
And
in
Allah,
the Quran.
this is the Quran, and Allah says, Muhammad, and Muhammad is now justifying himself. It is Allah who gave me the dream that they were few in numbers, and if Allah would have shown me that they are more in number, we would have lost courage. Next verse. And remember, He showed them to you when you met them, a few in your eyes. So Allah is lying to His own prophet so that He could take His prophet and His believers to
So he wouldn't
war
be discouraged.
so they won't be discouraged. So what can I do with this kind of a God who is a liar?
Well, in Islam, lie is defined on the basis of what? When you're talking about a war strategy, it is not a lie. How is it? How
So
is it a lie?
remember you were saying, why would Allah lie? He already has everything. He should not need to
No,
lie.
this
He
is
does
not
not need
lying.
to lie. Now Allah is lying. Is
Well,
He lying to the enemy or is He lying to His own people?
he that says that he lied to his own people. I mean, that's what that says.
He does
That
not. He did not lie to the enemies, Jeff. Remember, he lied to his own people.
Yeah, I see. I mean, he tricked
No, no, he
Muhammad
did
so
not
they
lie. It is a
wouldn't.
test. For example, my Christian brother
How
is
is it a
sitting here.
test? Backstage, Jeff. How is this a test? When he test would be, Allah would say they are more in number. I command you to go. You will win. That is a test.
That would
Allah
be
is
make more of more. That's more of a test to say,
yeah.
you're probably going to die, but I want you
Go.
to do
I'm
this.
gonna give you victory. Right?
Yeah, that would be the test.
That's the test. But this is not the test. This is deceiving your own followers to go somewhere. Now you are in front of the battle. Now you have to fight anyways. That is not the test.
That
No,
is,
you can
I
run
mean,
back. That is the
I,
test.
I'm sorry, I can't argue that. I mean, that's deception to getting to do what he wanted him to do.
Exactly. That's the Quran now.
No, that
He
is
was
that.
he
If
wanted
they
to go to the
wanted,
Quran only.
like, no. If they
But
went to fight and they saw more people, they could have turned back.
what's so? I mean, but you're just rationalizing why he gave him the lie, why he deceived him. But I think the point is that he did deceive his own prophet. Sorry,
And the followers.
It's a test. For example, when Allah said to Ibrahim, sacrifice your son, and a lamb came under him. Is that lying? Or is that a
No,
test?
lamb did not come under him. Please, according to Quran, it did not. So please don't
No,
change the topic.
and
Why?
but-
Right
Why
and-
did
now,
wait.
right-
Even if you use that example, he was tested by something terrible. He was tested to do something terrible. He wasn't kind of tricked into doing something, tricked by being given the impression that something was going to be easy and then it wasn't, is just the opposite. So those aren't the same thing.
So now here, your Allah is a
What
liar.
can you repeat? No, Allah is not a liar. Because
He just
how do you
said-
define the reference to few?
He agreed
For
here
example,
that he is a liar.
listen
He
to me.
agreed
You
here
can
he
shout
lied.
afterwards. You can shout afterwards. Listen to me first. Can you listen to me?
Did he not? Now, how can you say he's not a liar when he is agreeing in the Quran that he lied?
No. Few. How do you
But no,
define
no.
few? On the basis that how many
Okay,
people are
Jeff.
on one
Jeff,
side and how many
imagine,
people are on the other side.
imagine this. How do you
Can you
define
listen to
few?
me?
This is
So
You define
imagine
few on the basis
when
of
Allah showed you in the dream few, if He had showed to you many, you would have lost discourage and disputed in the matter to fight. So imagine now he needs to know how many few. It doesn't even matter.
it does
I-
matter. I'll tell you how.
I'm-
Because in the battle of Badr, there were
who's there?
few people.
Uzair, I'm sorry.
Can
I
you
don't
listen
have a
to me?
dog. I don't have a dog in this fight. But this is like, if this is in the Quran, then this is the word of
Would you listen to me first?
God. Sure.
If I can talk, then you can talk as much as you want.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, I
In
rationalize
the
it.
battle of Badr, when there was 300 to 1000, according to Islamic scripture, it says that angels came to help them. Same on the battle of Uhud, that 5000 angels came to help them. In that sense, it was few. Simple as that.
No. No, there's few or there's a lot. I'm sorry. I don't want to change your belief. I don't want to make you think that your God told a lie. I'm just saying that this in the Quran says that Allah deceived Muhammad.
No, he did
And
not. Like, he showed them
that
a few.
they knew after this. They're like, well, what's going on? We were told one thing and that's not the case. So I mean, even
But that's
Muhammad
how they were
is
tested. They had
admitting that
angels
he
with
was
them, but they were
deceived.
tested. In actual reference, they were few.
If you want to call that a test, then that's fine too. But I mean, as far as it's still a lie. You know what I mean? If he lied to test them, then so be it. But it is still a lie. Do you agree?
No, it is not a lie, as I have defined before, that angels were sent to help them, and that did balance out the number.
Right.
Indeed, making it
Right. Sure, it balanced it out, but I think we're talking about. Never mind. I understand why you don't want to say, yeah, he lied. I 100% understand it. So, can we get back to
Okay, that's
talking
the lie of
about?
Allah. We are talking about lies. This is the stream about lies.
This
So
is not a
Allah.
lie. Define how you make it a
Okay,
lie.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
If I have 10 people with me and
Uh,
10 people are standing in front of me, and if I see them as few, then how is it a lie?
okay, I'm giving to give you another lie. Okay, very important lie.
Okay.
Was Jesus killed or crucified?
Well, it appeared to the people as he was crucified,
Okay,
but in actuality, he was raised up.
he was not, right? So Allah made a shubha.
No, no,
Allah
no.
made
It
a
appeared to
shubha.
people. You are missing
Yeah,
my
yeah.
key point. You are missing my
Allah,
key point. It appeared
listen,
to people that he did die.
listen. Walakin
Okay.
shubhi lahum. So Allah made, it was made to appear. So Allah made to appear to them that Jesus was being crucified. Allah made it appear to them. Walakin shubhi lahu. There's a shadda on the ha. Walakin
Well,
shubhi lahu.
who was made to be crucified? It was appear.
Okay.
It was another person in the
So
place of
somebody
Jesus.
else was okay. So somebody
Yes.
else was
According to
made
the
to look.
hadith of Ibn Abbas, that 12 of
Somebody
the
read the hadith. Read the hadith. Say the hadith.
Okay. According to the hadith of Ibn Abbas, 12 of Jesus' disciples were sitting around him. And he
Hmm.
asked his disciples, who will go on the cross instead of me? A young man said, I will, but he declined it. Then he said
Why?
it 3 times, and then
Because
he
he was too young
agreed to
and
it,
too
and that
short.
man went on the cross.
Okay.
What?
Because he was too young and too short. So he asked the second time. Nobody responded except this guy. Then he asked the third time. Nobody responded except this guy. And then Jesus said, okay, yes, you'll take my shape. So Allah made him look like Jesus, and Jesus was taken away by Jibreel from the high window, right, of the roof.
Well, if you're using the scripture, then you don't use derogatory terms. If you want to talk about on
Where is the
archaeological
derogatory term?
evidence, then there
Well,
Excuse me.
this
Where
is a derogatory
this?
term.
I'm
You're
reading
saying
the. Listen. I'm reading the hadith. Where is the derogatory term? Jibreel took him from the high window. Where is the derogatory term?
well, it depends on how you use it.
Stop being a victim card right now. I'm
I'm not
fixing your hadith
you're
which you
the
did
one who
not
is
see it.
lying.
So now
You said he made it to appear
imagine.
and joined as it
I know.
if he made Jesus was to appear to die. But you did knew that it was one of his disciples, but you purposely lied.
Where did I lie?
Why did you lie?
Okay. So basically, Jeff, you understand the story now. At least he gave you
Yeah,
the.
I do understand the story, but this
So
is in a hadith,
Allah is
not in the
saying, yeah,
Quran,
it is in
right?
the hadith, and I'll agree with that story as well. So we both agree now, and we all three agree, it was not Jesus, right? It was on the
No,
cross.
I don't agree.
No, according to Quran,
Well, you're a
according to Quran,
Christian,
not
but we
history.
are talking on the
Jeff,
basis of Islamic scripture.
According to the hadith.
Yes,
and the
according to
Quran,
me and the scripture.
Where does it say it
okay,
in the Quran?
right now in front of you.
Okay.
Walakin shubhi lahum, it was made to appear to others that it was Jesus. Okay,
Okay.
all right. Now the problem here is this is a deception done by Allah. Now, why it is a deception? Allah
No, it is
made
not a deception.
somebody.
It is to
Can you please shut
kill
up and
Jesus.
let me finish my point so that you can answer? Was I not listening to your hadith as well? Just wait.
Okay, sorry.
So Allah made everyone think that it was Jesus that was on the cross, but in fact, he deceptively made somebody else look like Jesus. So all the Romans and all the Jews and everyone over there assumed it was Jesus on the cross. What kind of a bigger liar than this can ever be? Yes, Mr. Jeff.
Okay, let's
I'm not asking
assume
you
the
right now. I'll
hypothesis.
give you the I'll give you the time to speak. I want to ask Jeff first.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, I don't. I don't think that it wasn't Jesus. There,
No, no, that's
most
history.
there.
Forget history. Forget history. Forget Bible. Forget all the historian of the world. Forget Romans. Forget Jews. Forget every single thing that you know. Just look at the Quran verse right now and the tafsir of the Quran verse which our brother gave you right now. Just look
Uh-huh.
at these two things only. Now,
Okay.
based on the Quran, that Allah made somebody else look like Jesus, who was crucified on the cross, nobody knows. Romans think it was Jesus, Jews think it was Jesus, all the rest, the people who saw somebody on the cross think it was Jesus.
Mhm.
Is it not the deception of the highest level, or is it something else?
Well, you talked about that's history, but I would say that that is not true. I would say there's
Oh man.
historical facts saying it's not true, and I
Yeah,
would also
forget
I
historical
would
facts. We are
also
not
ask
talking
this.
about historical facts because Allah
Right.
doesn't give historical facts in the Quran. Forget historical facts. So now
I would
even
also ask
you,
this. Wait.
even you are not agreeing because you
Why?
saw somebody else on the cross. Now everybody, according to history, saw somebody else on the cross. So all the historians are wrong because they saw somebody else on the cross. Isn't that the deception of the highest level? That even right now you are not agreeing to that because you know, according to history, according to Romans, according to Roman historian, according to the Jewish historian, according to all the individual historians of the world who ever done a historical critique on the crucifixion of Christ, they found it was Christ who was crucified. So, but this was all a deception of Allah. He made somebody else look like Jesus on the cross, and now every single person of the world, whoever does a historical check in the history in the past, they all think it was Jesus, but actually it was the deception of Allah. Don't you think this is the highest level of deception of Allah that He can ever do when it comes to lying? Please answer me, sir.
Well, it's deception
Okay,
either
firstly,
way.
let's assume the hypothesis that another man was hanged.
Well,
Jeff.
I want to know why did if this is true, why did Allah sacrifice somebody else?
No. Stick to the point, brother. Jeff, I made him
Well, this-
backstage just
that's
for a
kinda is
second
my point.
because our topic is lie. So if I do such a thing that every single person in the world be deceived by that deception, isn't that the lying of the highest level?
Well, yeah, I mean, either way, either
Thank you so very much. Okay, now I bring him in. Yes.
right, either it's lying that Christ was actually crucified and is saying it's not, or it's saying I lied to everybody there so they would think it was Jesus.
Thank you so very much. So it was a lie. Thank you. Now I'll give him all the time of
How
the world to
we-
speak. My brother may not speak. Time is yours. Whatever you want to speak.
Okay, let's assume the hypothesis that it was not Jesus, someone else was crucified.
There's no
Okay?
hypothesis. Allah is saying that. We agree. I agree. So
I am
talk to me
assuming
without
a
hypothesis.
to explain to your situation.
No, is it hypothesis or is Allah telling the truth?
No,
That
I
he
am
did
using
that.
hypothesis to explain to you an
How can you use a hypothesis when it is already there?
Oh man, I'm not saying that someone else not of the shape of Jesus was crucified. I'm taking an hypothesis. Let's say if this happened, what would happen?
What
Hold
do you
on.
mean by what would happen?
If this is in
What
the
would
Quran,
happen? They would
don't
Wait
you
a
have
second,
to
brother,
say
wait a
that it
second.
happened?
This is okay. So let's say someone else was crucified for the sake of it. Then what would happen to Jesus? They would know that Jesus is alive and they would be behind him and his message. So what was the purpose of crucifying him? Secondly, Allah
Just a second.
the
Just a second.
okay.
According to Islam, did Jesus worship
Yes.
Allah?
Yes.
Okay. When they saw him crucified on the cross, after
Yes.
that, was that message preserved?
What?
That Jesus was a Muslim, was that message preserved? After being
Well,
after crucifying somebody else, was that message
yes.
preserved? Yes.
Yes, it
Okay,
is.
show me one single gospel that you have right now in which Jesus
Yes.
was worshipping only Allah and nobody else.
Well, he went to the Garden of Gethsemane and bowed
No,
down
no,
to his
that is
father,
the
his
current,
grandfather.
that is the current gospel in which he said,
Yes.
I and my God is one, in which he also said that in which he did not stop anybody to worship him
What do you mean
because
by
just
I and the God is
before,
one? What do you mean by that?
wait. In that,
Let's discuss the
in
verses
that one,
if you want.
no, shut up and
I'm
listen
ordering
first.
some lunch.
I'm not,
Okay, I will.
I'm not going there right now. I'm giving you everything. Did he allow
Okay.
Thomas to say, my God and my Lord? Did he not allow people to worship him? So basically, if you do you agree
No,
with the
where is it that he
gospel
allowed
that we
people to
have right
worship
now?
him? This was the Trinity was a forgery made by the Council of
Okay, that was a
Constantinople in
forgery. Okay, that was a
384.
Come on,
forgery.
Why did
man.
it take?
That is a
I'll
forgery.
ask
Okay,
you,
okay,
why
okay.
did it take?
Backstage. That is a forgery. Guys, did you understand Trinity was a forgery? Okay.
Yeah.
So the message of real Jesus was not there. It is changed. So the purpose of Allah to lie, it did not fulfill because the forgery was done. If the forgery was done, then the purpose of Allah did not fulfill. Yes, Mr. Uzair. So
Christian
where is
brother
the
here believe
fulfilled?
that Jesus will come back and restore peace. That's why Jesus was saved.
So once
If the
again,
message was to be preserved, then there was no reason for Islam.
so the preservation did not happen.
You're
Where is
using a
the
logical fallacy.
no? There is nothing logical fallacy. You are
It
using a
is because
logical.
what was the purpose of saving Jesus? The purpose of saving Jesus
So what
was
was
that
that
he would
purpose?
return and maintain order.
So why can't we?
Wait. I need to understand this. So Jesus, the idea is Jesus wasn't at the one crucified, so he could come back. What, at resurrection at the end? The story where he comes back and saves everybody. Is that what you're referring to? Hello?
What? Can you repeat your point?
You just said that Jesus wasn't crucified so he could come back and save everybody. Are you talking about end times?
Well, yes.
So
And secondly, that
Jesus,
Allah
so
could not
Jesus
allow his
doesn't
messenger to be killed.
wait. So the idea is that Jesus is alive somewhere and has been alive for the past 2,000 years, just kind of waiting.
In heaven, yes.
So Jesus died. So why does it make sense that he wasn't crucified, that he wasn't
No,
killed?
no. He was raised up. Raised up and being killed is difference. And
No,
you're talking
okay.
that he waited 2,000 years. Time is relative.
So Jesus didn't die. He was pulled up into heaven as a human.
Yes, according to the words that he's showing you.
Now he's just a human, right? He's not God, or he's not divine in any way. So he was pulled
He is
into
divine, but he's not God.
but he was pulled into heaven as a living human, and he's been hanging out up there for 2,000 years.
Again, one other logical fallacy you make is that the time there spent is equal to time here spent, according to
No,
the hadith of Miraj, that he must
I
have read often.
understand that God and heaven are outside of our time and space. I understand that. But if God can, I mean, basically, God created Jesus, right? Jesus was created just like Adam. He could do it again. Why would he have to not die in order to still come back at the end? I'm sorry, I'm not refuting you. I'm just saying I don't understand the logic behind this. The idea that Jesus couldn't have died because he needs to come back and save people at the end, when God can do anything. So even if Jesus died, he could still bring him back at the end to save everybody. Hello?
He ran away. He ran away. He just went off. So the problem here is, you went into a different topic. I didn't want it to go into that topic. But but the problem here is Allah deceived. 2
No,
billion people.
I understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, you were
No,
not
no
answering
matter,
me, right? That you were
right.
again and again going to the
Well, I
historians and
did.
everything.
No, I
The
did. No matter
the
how you look at this, either
mm.
he lied to all the people there that were witnessing, or he's lying about it actually being Jesus that was crucified. One way or another, it's a lie.
So there are two theories according to Islam. One theory is what he gave. This is the spawn theory, that somebody else was made to be killed. The other theory is that Jesus was on the cross and then Allah raised him. The third theory is they thought that they killed him, and then he was spawned up and he never came back. So there are three different theories, but majority of the Sunni Islam accepts the theory that there was somebody else was put in place of Jesus. Now, I showed him that Allah deceived his own follower, and this was I was showing that Allah deceived the enemies. This is the deception of enemies.
Hmm.
So these are the two things, as we see, that Allah lies to his own people and Allah lies to the enemies as well. So when Muhammad said that lying is halal for you when you say good to your own friends, Allah is doing that as well, because he was doing good to Muhammad to take him to the battle of Badr, because
Yeah, he
Muhammad, he
got
was
him to do what he needed him to do.
exactly, instead of saying, hey, go there, doesn't matter how many they are, you'll be victorious, I'm with you, just go. Allah actually lied to them, and he showed them few to them, and that is how Allah did. In this occasion, Allah lied to the enemies, the Romans and the Jews, by making somebody appear like Jesus. And here the problem is that an innocent person was actually put on the cross because of
Died,
Allah's deception.
died a horrible death.
A horrible death, and because of Allah's deception, because he wanted to preserve somebody else. That is the pure deception of Allah in both manners. I wanted to finish my stream with a bang, but I had to come here earlier because of Uzair, because he was going into Quran and Quran only. Now these are two lies that are written in Quran, assuming 600 years when Quran came and told everyone, hey, that wasn't Jesus. So for 600 years, everybody who saw Jesus on the cross, know they saw it from their eyes, they heard him from their ears, and they're like, Jesus died. 600 years this lie remained. Allah kept everyone in his lie for 600 years. And even right now, after 2000 years, the historians, when they look back in the evidence, they all agree that Jesus was on the cross, because who will accept these silly words that it was somebody else who was made to appear like him? That is the reality. By the way, your friend is back. I'm gonna go on mute. You talk to him. Uzair is
Okay,
back.
what was I talking? Sorry, my charging ran out.
All right, what are we talking about?
Deception, I guess.
Isn't that
Okay,
deception?
so well, I'll explain it. Allah keeps agreement
My
with those who
question is,
keeps
isn't that
agreement with.
deception?
No, it is not. Define deception. How do you call that deception on the basis of defining deception?
Well, wait. If we're talking about what it says right here, that it's deception either way. I mean, this. If you go saying this is the word of God, God says this is what he did. He deceived.
Okay,
I mean,
wait a second.
that's
Let
the
me
word.
talk
He
about it.
deceived all of
According
these
to the
people. Okay.
according to the hadith of Ibn Abbas, the 12 disciples knew this, but now you would question that why isn't it recorded in history? Simply because the oldest gospel fragment you have is around from 200 years from when the event occurred. So obviously there was some change.
Actually, 60 to 70 AD. But
Well, Jeff,
No, no, that was
Jeff,
done.
don't go into discussion. Jeff, don't. Damn it, man! Don't go into this historical thing where it doesn't matter.
he
What
brought it up.
matters is, yeah, but like, forget this. You need to understand, when they try to change the topic, you don't need to go to the topic.
Right.
Okay? So
But
the real gospels were corrupted. The gospels that we have is like 200 years later. That also proves the point, our point, because he said that if it was not Jesus, that is the only way to preserve the real message of Jesus. Now he's agreeing that even by this thing that Allah did, and let's not call it deception for the sake of argument, yet Jesus' original message was not preserved. Still, Allah took 600 years to tell this was the original Jesus was somebody else, and he wasn't even killed. Stick to the point. Forget the neons and the new topics that the Muslim gives. You need to understand how to discuss it, how to do discussion with them. Okay, bringing him back in.
yeah, I'm fine.
Okay,
But
yeah, bringing him back in.
to say
Forget.
let's not use the word deceive when it says so it was made to appear to them in God's words. That is deception.
Yeah, okay, I'm bringing him up again. Forget every other topic that he brings. Stick to the topic that we are discussing. I'm bringing him up again. Okay, gospels were corrupted. We don't have any gospel. They were written 250 years later. Okay, does not matter. Stick to the point, sir. I'm going to mute again.
Okay, let's talk about it. So, according to the verse, it says it was made to appear. Okay, am I clear in this?
Yes.
Let's continue. Okay, so it was made to appear to them. Another person came and they saw the similarities in Jesus and him, and they hung him on the cross. Am I correct? Well, I am correct because there is no response. So, were they deceived by themselves, or did Allah deceive them? They saw the similarities.
Allah deceived him.
How?
So it was made to appear to them. He's the one
Yes,
that
it was
made it appear that
them.
way. Yes, by
Yes, it
Allah.
was, but they chose it by their free will that he looks like Jesus. So
they chose it by their free will by
that it was made
believing
to
what
appear
they
to
were
them.
seeing. I'm sorry, man. That's really weak. That is really, really weak. They chose by their free will to see the wrong person as being Jesus. No, they didn't.
No, that's the thing. They did not know that it was the wrong person.
These people knew who Jesus was. These were Jesus's followers. These are people that sat and talked with Jesus.
No, they were not
and
Jesus'
were
followers.
preached
They
to
were
by
against
Jesus.
Jesus, and they knew how Jesus
No,
looked like.
some of the people there were against Jesus. Some of them were his followers.
The ones hanging them were against Jesus.
Yeah. So the followers just went along with it.
So I'm talking about them.
Wasn't
the ones hanging them were against Jesus.
Uh-huh.
So they built around on the misconception that this man is Jesus, and they hung him. So they themselves were deceived.
Then why did Allah make it appear as anything?
Well, Allah made it appear to save Jesus.
There were lots of people there. It's not like it was just the people that were putting him on the cross. These are people that even if they didn't follow Jesus, there were people there that didn't follow Jesus, but weren't the people that were crucifying him.
On what basis?
There were people that knew what Jesus looked like.
But on what basis do you say that?
Because the Jews were there. There were the Jews that wanted him crucified were there. They weren't going to go with having
the
somebody
Jews were
else
there,
crucified.
The Jews were there, but they were against him, weren't they?
Yeah, so they're not going to let somebody who is not Jesus.
Supported Jesus, or they didn't support Jesus.
Listen, let me talk. There were lots of people there who knew Jesus, who knew who Jesus was, knew him by his face, by his voice. Some of them were followers of Jesus. Some of them were the people that wanted him crucified. The people that wanted him crucified were not going to let somebody else take his place. So how were they deceived into thinking that it was Jesus?
What? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
The Jews that wanted Jesus crucified, that were there, how were they deceived into thinking that it was Jesus that was being crucified?
By their own perception. Because we recognize people on the basis of facial expressions, body language, body.
So you're saying they got an exact clone. They got somebody who looked exactly like Jesus, so much that it fooled the Jews that had been talking with Jesus for years.
Well, yes, that's what the Quran says.
I'm sorry, that's silly. But that's not what the Quran says. It says, no, he wasn't killed. It was made to appear to them. And those who differ therein are full of doubts with no knowledge. They were deceived into thinking that it was actually Jesus. Well, they weren't
Yeah.
deceived by their own eyes. Basically, it says Allah says He's the one that did the deceiving. I'm sorry, that's the way it reads
Well,
to me.
how did Allah made them deceive? Did
Because
Allah force
Allah
them
can
to be
do
deceived?
anything.
No, no.
Allah
Did
can do
Allah
anything.
force them to be deceived? Yes, Allah
Yes,
can do anything, but did Allah force them to be deceived?
apparently so. Yeah, that's what I'm getting from it.
How can they be forced to be deceived? Can you also explain that?
Yes, because Allah can do anything.
Let
No,
me
but
answer that. Let me answer that. Because Allah made somebody else look exactly like Jesus without any differentiation from Jesus. So basically, anybody in the world will say, this is Jesus. So that is how Allah forced them. Allah deceived them.
Yeah, I can see that as
Deception,
being the only way.
yeah, deception is not about you putting a sword on the neck of somebody and making him say something. Deception is you deceive in such a way that the other person will assume that what you have done is what is his reality. That is why. Yes, Mr. Uzair, you got the answer.
I'm sorry.
well,
Again,
if
Uzair,
you
I
if
don't
you
have anything against Islam, but I am looking for the truth, and this seems to be the truth.
well,
Exactly.
if I consider the same thing that everything is done coercedly by Allah, then every evil is by Allah, and then people are
Absolutely.
forced to do evil.
According to Quran, that is true.
No, according to not Quran, according to the definition of God, and anyone who
No,
believes in God, if he says this, he is making a logical fallacy because free will exists.
no, because that is a
No, no,
separate topic.
he
Let me backstage you. You state things and then you don't even give somebody else to respond. Okay. So according to Quran, Allah wrote the taqdeer, i.e., fate of every man before the world was even created, and then He made the pen go dry. He said, "Pen go dry." So pen went dry. So now, because Allah did such a stupidity where every man's fate, what he does in this world is pre-written, then yes, every single evil is pre-written. Even Muhammad's hadith says, every man's zina, adultery, is also written for what he is going to do in this life. So, my friend, for Allah, that is true, not for every other God. So, please remember, you need to give what the reference is. So, yes, but this is a separate topic. I will do the fate versus free will topic separately. Right now, we are not talking about that.
okay. I'll just give a short talk on that and just move on. Free will is something written by Allah due to his not complete due to his
N-
complete knowledge, not because he's forcing people to do.
Where does
We are
Allah
the one.
says? Where does Allah says that I have written free will to you? Rather, Allah says that I have written fate for you. So if Allah
Yes, He
has
has
written, let
written
me
faith
ask
in
you
him.
very,
But how
let
how
me
do
ask you
we
something. Let me
how
ask
do
you
we
something. If
eight
Allah
seconds.
has written,
Let
if Allah has written that you are going to slap your wife tonight, can you stop
yes.
that by any mean? In
But
your
how will
fate,
we access that I will
if Allah,
no? How will
in
I
your
access
fate,
that I no no no? How will I access that I slap my
you don't
wife?
have
Will it
to,
be my who
you don't,
who will create the means for slapping my wife?
Allah,
My
Allah
hands,
is going,
my
Allah
power,
is going
my
to,
mind,
Allah
my
is going to,
perception.
Allah is
Allah
going to
has
do that.
no. Allah is not going to. Allah has given you the power and given you to the will to
So I'm
decide.
asking, so
Due to
I'm
Allah's
asking you,
Maybe
complete
it's
knowledge, He
EMS.
has written that this man will do this
Uzair,
instead of this.
Uzair,
Okay.
Uzair. If Allah has written, my ask question is something different. If Allah has written that you are going to slap your wife tonight, can you change this by any mean?
What?
And let me ask the question again. If Allah has written in your fate that you are going to slap your wife tonight, can you change this fate which is written pre-birth of the world by any mean?
Who is creating that fate? Who is
Apparently,
creating the
Allah
means to
is.
it? Who is doing it?
Allah created
No,
that
Allah
fate
is not
even.
doing it. Allah has given.
Listen, I don't care what you say right now. I asked a very simple question which has nothing to do with who wrote it, who did not write it. I asked you, can you change it? If Allah has written it, in the eternal tablets before he even created the world that there will be an Uzair who will slap his wife in the night of November the 13th. Can you change it? That's my question. Answer the question, sir.
I'm good. I will answer it, but after I'm going out right now, so you can talk to my brother.
You cannot
Brother.
answer, right?
Do
Because
not
that's a
No,
slap
no,
simple
your
answer.
wife.
I
You
can
cannot.
answer. You
So
can
the
talk to
answer
my
is
brother.
you
I'm going out right
cannot, or the answer is you can.
Who's there?
So answer.
No, what matter what happens, don't slap your wife.
now. No, no, no. Let me speak. This is not this.
Just
This is a
but first,
misconception.
I will give you 2 minutes to speak, but answer my question first. Can you
Yes.
change it or not change it?
Oh, let me ask this. Can you change?
Just shut up, man. Get lost. Get lost. So this is the problem. They will never answer you straightforward. Okay. The question is very simple. The answer is very simple. He cannot change it. He cannot change it. So if he cannot change what is pre-written, then there is no free will. Free will happens when you have the freedom to change certain things according to your own desire. And that is why Allah is the worst God in the history of worst gods. Why? Because Allah cannot even ask you to go to hell or send you to hell or heaven because He pre-wrote everything. If He pre-wrote everything and I can't even change it, I can't even change it, then I shouldn't be put to hell. Allah should be put to hell. Do you understand, Jeff, what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying. Free will is a whole separate argument, though.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with this one. But anyhow, this one was already over. He doesn't even accept that this is not deception, but everyone with the sane mind accepts that this is a deception. This is a deception. And this deception is here so far. So and so that
Well, I mean,
oh,
it kind of fits into the whole theme of what we've been talking about. Is basically you're not supposed to deceive, but if deception leads to a good outcome, then it's okay. I mean, is that not it in a nutshell? All of these different rules.
exactly.
Don't lie if you can get what you want by not lying, but if you have to lie to get what you want or what is good, we'll even limit it to just what is a good outcome, then it's okay to lie.
You are absolutely right, sir.
I
Now,
mean, yeah, that seems to be the case.
absolutely. Even so and so, if you look at this one, which you already know as well, it says that Umar bin al-Khattab is saying, if there is only one person that is to go to hell, I fear that it might be me. And then he said, I do not feel secure from the makr of Allah, even if 1 foot of mine is in paradise and one is out. This reference is narrated by Ibn Khuzaimah and Al-Tibrani, and there are multiple of them. The same multiple hadiths, multiple references quoting that Umar said, I will not be feeling secure of the makr of Allah. Amanta bil makr Allah, that even if one of my foot is in heaven and one out of it. So
Hmm.
the question is that the early Muslim Ummah at the time of Muhammad knew that Allah is a makkar, He's a deceiver, He does deception. And that is why they were saying this, that I wouldn't be feeling secure of the makr of Allah. And they all know that Allah did makr. They all agreed to that Allah deceived even all the followers of Jesus and everybody else. Somebody said, Jeffrey Anderson, why 1 foot and not the other? Because like when you actually enter some place, 1 foot is inside the house, 1 foot is outside the house. So the reference is that even if 1 foot is in hell, I'm not in heaven, I'm not fully in heaven. Allah might take me from going into heaven and put me in hell.
Right.
So that's why 1 foot, not the two. Because if both foot are in heaven, then you can't get out. Because when you enter into Allah's heaven, you cannot get out. So that's why. So he's saying, I will be scared of Allah, from the makar of Allah, that He might throw me in hell, even when one foot is in heaven and one is still not in heaven. So unless both foot are in heaven, I will be scared of the makar of Allah. That's the argument.
Yeah, I understand it.
Mr. Hassan Abdullah, you're live. So Hassan Allah, you, as soon as I said Mr. Hassan Allah, you removed the permission of microphone and camera. How can you talk when you remove the permission? Let me kick you out, come back with the permission. Okay. Hassan Abdullah, come back by giving permission to mic and camera. So deception of Allah is a total new thing. For example, I'll give you another example. Another example of Allah being deceiver is, Allah says, supposedly in the Quran, that immoralities are bad. Okay, let me show you. La, 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 la. Let me show you. Du- 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 du. Du- du- du. What is happening?
Well, you
16,
find
9.
that?
Number
I'm gonna
16,
use
verse number 9.
restroom.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep,
You're saying
be right
something?
back. Yeah, I'm going to use the restroom real quick. Be right back.
Oh, you have to use restroom as well? You are not robot? I thought you are a robot, but you are not a robot. That's bad. Okay. So Allah says in the Quran, Allah commands justice, the doing of good, liberty to kinship and kin, and He forbids the shameful deeds and injustice and rebellionship. So this is what Allah is saying, that He kind of, kind of does these things. Kind of, you know. He kind of do these things. I have no idea what these things are, by the way. Does anybody know what these things are? Okay. Hassan Abdullah is back. Yes, Mr. Hassan Abdullah.
Yes, I am back. You did not let me finish. I first came as Uzair Minhas and you did not let me finish my answer.
Okay.
Now let me give your answer.
No, listen. I told you something and you don't listen to me. Well, understand what I'm going to say. You first have to answer my question before you
Exactly.
provide the
That question.
explanation.
Answer that question.
You first
back.
have
The
to
question
answer
is
the
clear.
question before you ask something or before you actually go into explanation. So my question was, let me ask the question a fifth time. If Allah
Yeah.
has written in your fate that you are going to slap your wife tonight, can you change it? Yes or no?
No, but that is
Thank
not
you
at
so
all.
very much. So basically, you
Now let
cannot
me
change. Wait a
non
second.
sequitur.
Wait a
Oh yes.
second. Wait a second.
Let him finish.
So you are saying and you're agreeing with me, you cannot change it. Perfect. Guys, you all heard that. Now, take your
Let
time
me
and
conclude.
say whatever you want to say.
Oh yes, very good. Now the conclusion drawn from this premises is non sequitur. This is exclusive to the fact of free will. For example, this question has a one-to-one correspondence with saying that, for example, the Kantian metaphysics. This is exactly saying that can I change the past? Is that question valid? That is a category error. Allah did not write and I permit to his writing by my action. It is whether that I am acting and Allah, due to his complete knowledge, has written. I do not act upon Allah's knowledge. Allah's knowledge is acted upon by my free will. So Allah has written whatever I will do due to my free will, due to his complete knowledge. I do not do whatever he has written for me. He has written whatever I do. That is
Well,
not
wait,
sequitur.
wait. Didn't that you just totally negated free will?
Not at
Because
all.
free will is the ability to make the choice, and you're saying that you already made the choice by your free will, and Allah knows it. Is that
Allah,
what
due
you're
to His
saying?
completeness of knowledge, knows it. That is
What?
that is what we ascribe to Allah. His knowledge is complete. God's knowledge is complete. But I do
Okay.
not act on God's complete knowledge. God, by the virtue of His complete knowledge, knew what I will do, but I do not act whatever He has written. Rather, whatever I have acted is written,
So
not
you're
in
just
words.
you're making the decisions. God just
Yes,
already
exactly.
knows what you're going to decide with your free will.
Yes, exactly. I have made the decisions, and God, due to His complete
You cut out. We lost you.
be, because God's knowledge is contingent. The knowledge of this universe is contingent.
Contingent on what?
Contingent on the premises whatever God is referentiating me to. For example, if God has the premise that His completeness of knowledge will be by virtue of my free will, then my actions have predetermined God's knowledge, not inverse, because
Okay,
that will be yes.
wait. If
For
God
example,
knows,
God's knowledge.
wait, let me ask this question before you continue. If God knows what you're going to do already,
Yes.
what free will do you have? If everything, that means that everything that you are ever going to do is
Yes.
predetermined.
God
That goes
but
directly
God
against free will.
not at all. It will be
Well,
against free will.
no,
And God,
if you know the future and
yes,
it can't be changed, that
yes.
is not free will. That is
No,
just you
this
going
is
through
the
the
category.
motions.
This is the category error. The past cannot be changed. I cannot say that the past, due to the past, cannot be changed. That is, that free will does not exist. God's knowledge is complete. It can be in Bayesian metaphysics. God's completeness is contingent in itself. If I say God's knowledge is complete, what is the meaning of contingent? I'll have to resort to Kant, for example, or to Bayesian metaphysics, or to, for example, let me tell you, God says, my knowledge is complete by virtue of completeness of whatever premises He has defined to His completeness. For example, if the virtue of His completeness is my free will, then whatever action I am doing is inherently God's knowledge itself. God's knowledge does not need to be pre-written in the form. God's knowledge needs to be complete by premises, not by virtue of content. Whatever I do predetermines God's knowledge, not
Is there
whatever God does
okay?
determines.
Is there anything that you can choose to do that will change your path, that will change what God already knows is going to happen?
God does not know whatever is going to happen by virtue of His knowing. That His knowing has changed my action. Rather, my action is whatever He knew. So this is a category error. This is
Jeff,
exactly this
You're
question
going in a
has a
Jeff,
one-to-one
Jeff,
correspondence.
Yes,
Let me state you.
yes.
This question has a one-to-one.
I'm gonna backstage. Jeff, may I be allowed to speak now? Because I
Please
know you
do.
wanted some answers, so please allow me now. Let me get him back up. There you go. Yes, my friend. Okay.
Should I speak?
No, that discussion is done. I don't want to do that one. I'm gonna bring you to Quran. So why does
Let
Allah
me-
guide some people and Allah does not guide some people? We are talking about fate and free will.
Yes, Allah
Why
tests
does
some
Allah
people.
guide some people and not guide some other people?
And misguide some people.
Allah
Forget the
never
mistake.
misguides. Yes, we can tell
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So for
Jeff, yeah, please don't open other
no,
topics, yeah. Come on,
let,
please
let me speak.
relax. No,
No, there are no other topic.
Hassan, forget Hassan. Hassan, forget Jeff. I asked you something here. Allah says in the
Yes,
Quran,
yes,
whom Allah guide, He. Okay,
yes.
yeah, I thought this translation came into being. Hold on, let me get an easy translation. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me get Sahih International. Something happened. Sahih International. Okay. Now, Allah says, whoever Allah guides, he is guided. Whoever He sends astray, it is those who are losers. My question is, why does Allah not guide everyone?
Allah guides every single person. The premises of this verse is
This
that
ayat,
Allah,
okay, what is
Allah,
this verse saying?
let me speak. there are premises to guidance. What is the premises to guidance? Allah tests them with certain abilities that will permit them to Allah's guidance. If they prove valuable or of covenant
Why can't
to
I see
that,
that? Why can't I see that in the verse?
because that the two conditions of being guided or not guided are contingent to premises by logic.
There's no
See that.
contingent of the promises of or the thing, because Allah
No,
says in
no,
the
no.
next verse.
Premises. There
Allah
are
says in the
premises
next
to
verse.
being.
Shh! Oh, chup! Allah says in the next verse in the context, and we have
Yes,
certainly created for hell many of
yes,
the
yes.
jinn and mankind. So if Allah has created certain jinns and mankind for hell, obviously He's not going to guide them. That's the logic here.
No, 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 no,
That
no.
is why
This
these
is a
two verses.
fallacy.
That is why these two verses are on top of each other. Here Allah says, whoever Allah guides, He is rightly guided. Whoever He sends astray, it is of the loser. So the logic says, okay, let me read the passage. Let me see what the next verse is. And the next verse is, and we have certainly created for hell many of the jinn and mankind, and they have hearts which they do not understand. They have eyes which they do not see, because Allah created them for hell, so they can't even understand and they can't even see. Those are like livestock, they are like animals. Rather, they are more astray. It is those who are heedless. So your Allah is defining in the Quran the logic of Allah, not guiding them. Yes, please.
Let me speak. Let me speak. Uh, and we have certainly created, for example, these are the premises of being in hell. Allah does not create them for hell. Allah is
It
in
says
advance.
created in English and in Arabic. وَلَقَدْ زَعِلْنَا الْجَنَّةَ كَثِيرًا مِنَ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ. We
Yeah,
have
yes.
created
Allah
them.
ذرأنا
has
We have
created everyone.
created them for Jahannam.
Let me speak. This is a logical error that you're committing. Creation
Where
does
is
not mean that Allah has.
okay, guys? Okay, guys, is this a logical error that I am actually reading what it is saying, and he's saying no, Allah did not create them, whereas the Quran is saying that Allah actually created them for hell, and he's saying no, 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 no. I am doing a logical fallacy. They, Jeff, what is this problem with them that they are creating fallacies out of thin air? Do you
I
understand
don't know,
this?
man. I don't. I'm
You
trying
don't.
to. I really am trying to make sense of all this stuff.
So
But
he is saying Allah is not saying what Allah is saying, and I'm creating a logical fallacy.
so he thinks you've mistranslated the words,
I did not translated anything. This is their Sahih International.
or
This is Urdu.
misunderstood, or whatever. Is that what
Okay,
he said?
so Allah says we have certainly created for hell, and he's saying no, no, Allah did not create. So I am, when Allah is saying created for hell, and I am saying it says created for hell, and I don't know, I'm creating logical fallacy that it
So
says
some-
Allah created
So
for
it says some people are created for hell.
from the jinn and mankind, both.
Okay.
That by
Yeah.
virtue of his knowledge, certain people that he has created will go to hell. He does not create people for hell. Rather, the people that are created, of which some will go to hell. He has
Can
not
you read?
predestined.
Can you read what
go
it
to-
says? Can you read what it says?
And
Can
we
you
have
read?
certainly.
Okay. I kind of understand what Hassan is saying.
No,
I
no, no,
kinda
no,
see
Jeff.
this
Jeff,
as
you
two-
can understand what he's saying, but this is not what Allah is saying. So can you
No,
read
no, no.
what Allah
This
is
is
saying?
exactly what Allah is saying. Allah has created of men from which they will go to hell and heaven
Where does it
alike.
say? Where does it say what you are saying? Which translation should I open?
Yes, exactly. Let me speak. And we have certainly created for hell many of the jinn and mankind. And that is exactly correct. Of the creation that he has created, some will go to hell and some will go to
It
heaven. This is
doesn't
the
say.
logic.
Listen,
This
silly.
does not say
It
that this is
doesn't.
predestined. This does not say that this is predestined. This is a non sequitur, basically, a non conclusion. You're deriving from this that Allah has created them predestined for hell, rather, his creation of which will go to heaven and hell alike, not predestined for hell or heaven. And he has
I
defined
kind of agree with what Hassan is saying.
Okay, I understand what he's saying. I'm not an idiot, but he is saying something which is not in Quran.
It is exactly written there.
It depends on how you read it. When I read
Okay.
it, having no bias,
Hmm.
it says, "And we have certainly created for hell many of the jinn and mankind." Basically,
Exactly.
we've
Certain-
created all of these men and these jinn, and we know that some of them are going to end up going to hell. I'm
Yeah,
not. I'm personally not taking that as we intentionally created people that we know are going to go to hell. But
Okay.
the problem with that is
Okay, wait.
is
Just
if
just
everyone Allah creates, he already knows what's going to happen to him.
Due
Then
to
he's creating
virtue of
people that are going to
okay.
go to hell.
Okay.
yes, exactly.
Let me finish this argument as well. But let me finish. Do you think Allah will know? Sorry, Muhammad will know the interpretation of the Quranic verse better than this guy or you or anybody else?
Of course. Well, you
Let's see.
assume so. Yeah, you assume so.
Okay, so let's see Bukhari, and we
Oh
will go
yes,
back.
that's
It says the Prophet said Allah put an angel in charge of the uterus. So there is an angel in the panty of the every woman. And the angel says, "Oh Lord, it's semen." So when the semen inserts in the uterus, the angel gets wet with the semen and he says, "Oh Allah, it's semen. Oh Allah, it's a clot. Oh Allah, it's a piece of flesh." And then if Allah wishes to complete his creation, the angel asks, "Oh Allah, should I make it a male or a female? A wretched doer or a blessed doer?" So while you are a, a, a semen clot, something in the womb of your mother, the angel is making you a wrongdoer or a good doer. So while you don't even know what wrong or right is, the angel is doing this with you. So that is why Muhammad is explaining that when Allah says this is the qadar, the divine will qadar, kitabul qadar, divine will. So now you are telling me that I should read the Quran not according to the words of Muhammad, that you are
no, no.
created
Let
good,
me see.
but
This is also
you
non
might
sequitur.
do
This is
might do you might do something wrong. Mr. Jeff, what should I do now? Mr. Jeff, can't hear you.
Were you talking to me? Sorry, I was grabbing my
Yeah, I was
lunch.
talking to you. I was talking to
Th-
you.
This war has made me need food.
Yeah, but like, did you hear? Okay, let me get Hassan now, because yes, Hassan, your Muhammad said that. What should I do? Mr. Hassan, unmute
yes,
yourself.
should I say?
What should I do with
Yes,
this?
this does not at all say that I am predestined to be wrong or right. This just says that in human beings, there is a quality which is either exaggerated of being good or bad, and Allah tests us by trying to
Does
conceive
it
us to
say?
be
Does
good
it
or bad.
say inside the womb of a woman
Yes, it exactly
that
says that.
will the
The
person be
completion of
made
creation,
as a evil doer or a bad doer?
yes, uh, either can be an evil doer or bad doer and still repent either in life. Why on God's earth will I be good if I cannot be evil? I have both the ability to be evil and correct and a blessed person in virtue or vice. I can equally be, and then I can resort to God again in life.
But
That is what I am
Allah
going to do. That is
says,
the complete
Allah
creation.
says, Muhammad said,
Yes.
while you are in the mother's womb,
Yes.
you will be either made good or bad. So if in your mother's womb you are made evil, can you be good?
Yes. Yes. Exactly. You can be good. You're
Can you
not
be good?
predestined to be
But
made. For example, this is not
Are you
inductive
sure?
to the person's
Are
life.
you
Yes.
sure?
This fact,
Are
this
you
fact
sure?
that is written here. No. Yes, I am exactly sure because
Okay,
it's nowhere says
okay,
here.
just stop. Shh.
This
Ha! Shh.
predestination. Oh,
Relax.
yes. Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Listen. So
Become. Become.
you are sure that when you are made an evil doer in your
Yes.
life, you can become a
Yes.
good doer?
Exactly. Why
Okay,
would I not be? For example, things
can you
change.
say
The
can you say
Hegelian dialect.
yeah,
well,
shut up. You speak so much. Just relax.
it
Listen.
looks like this says that
Jeff,
you
just hold
can't.
on. Jeff, hold on. Just hold on. Jeff,
Sorry,
hold on.
getting caught
Oh,
up.
so you eat and listen right now. So can you say wallahi, wallahi, just like your Nabi says wallahi so many times? Even if you are made an evil doer in the womb of your mother, you can still become a good doer. Can you say that, please?
Yes, why not? I will say that.
Say it.
Wallahi, you can
Say
become a good doer even if you are predestined to be wrong at birth. Because these facts are not contingent to the
okay,
fact
okay,
of being predestined.
okay,
God
okay.
has provided.
Shut up. You speak so much. Okay, just go one hadith back. Allah Messenger, the truthful and the truly inspired, okay, truthful and truly inspired, said that you are an idiot and a fool. Let me read that. Said, each one of you is collected in the womb of the mother for 40 days. and then turns into a blood clot for an equal period of time, it means another now 80 days, and turns into a piece of flesh for another 40 days, that's 120 days. And then Allah sends an angel in order to write four things, i.e. his provision, his age, whether he will be of the wretched or the blessed doer. Same hadith, just with different narration. Then the soul is breathed into him. Now the soul is going into him. And by Allah, a person among you may do the deed. So now imagine wretched doer and a blessed doer. Now Muhammad, the truly inspired and the truthful, is saying, listen to what he is saying, that when you are made a wrongdoer in the womb, what is going to happen? By Allah, he said, Wallahi, a person among you may do the deeds of the people of the fire. Means he is an evil person, he's a rapist, he's a murderer, he's a thief, he's a robber, till is only a cubit or an arm breadth from him and the fire. Like it's the very edge. He's about to die. Okay? But then the writing, which Allah orders the angel to write, precedes, and he does the deed of the people of paradise and enters it. Means in his last dying breath, he will do something, not because he wanted to do it, because of the writing in the womb will precede, and he will enter paradise. A man do the deeds of the people of paradise all his life, 80 years. He is doing namaz, he is doing zakat, he is doing hajj, he is doing umrahs, he is doing good to people, he is the righteous person of the whole mankind that you can see. But now the death is there, he is one cubit between him and paradise, is about to die. And then the writing proceeds, which was written in the womb of the mother, and he does the deed of the people of fire and enters it. You just said Muhammad, the truly inspired and truthful, is an idiot, or according to Muhammad, the truly inspired and truthful, you are an idiot, because this is what it is saying. Mike is yours.
Oh, why? Verily. I have been sent on earth to precede my free will to whatever God has written. I can say no to God. That is what being human means. It
That is not the point. You said you can change what is written in the womb. You said, Wallahi, you can change. Now, Muhammad is saying, Wallahi, no matter what you do, before you die, your writing will proceed, and Wallahi, you will do and die according to the writing. So answer that. Don't change anything.
Oh,
Are you right or is Allah right?
This is exactly what we've discussed. In this is a one-to-one correspondence to the fact
It
that
doesn't
what am I
matter.
doing?
You just said
Yes.
when I showed you the previous hadith,
Yes, I stand on that.
6595, you said you can
This does not
change what
involve-
is written in the womb. You said that. Muhammad is
Yes.
saying, no, you cannot.
God's knowledge is complete. You cannot change what is written, but you can act on whatever you want because God's knowledge is not made
No,
from God's knowledge.
you
of-
cannot. You can
Rather
listen.
from
You said even if you are a wretched doer, you can become a good doer.
Yes, you
But
can become.
Muhammad is saying you cannot become a good doer.
No, not at all. He's not saying that. He's saying that whatever was written due to God's complete knowledge of you acting is being done. God's
Okay,
knowledge
listen.
is continued with my acting due to the premises
Okay.
of what's God's knowledge
Okay,
is completion.
Mr. Actor, hold on. Another thing. Let's say you
Yes.
are a 6 years old. Okay.
Yes.
Now 5 years old,
Oh,
okay.
yes.
and you die.
Okay.
You do not know whether you can commit a sin or not because you are just 5 years old. Are you going to
can
hell or
commit
heaven?
a sin, but you're not tested for it due to the completion of the brain. The personality cannot develop until that age. It takes
oh
a
my
further
goodness.
age.
Shut
of
up! Shut up!
Oh, yes.
So
Yes,
there is
yes.
nothing called sin for a 5 years old. Now question is, will you go to hell or heaven?
You won't. You will obviously go to hell because God did not give you the time to be
You will
tested.
go to hell?
If God did not
You will
give
go to
me the
hell?
time to be tested,
You'll go to
no,
hell?
you will not go. You'll go to heaven. There was no
Okay, you will
test
go to hell.
taken.
Okay, you will go to
There,
hell.
there was no
Okay.
test.
Okay, listen. Shh, shut
Yes,
up, man.
exactly,
You speak
exactly.
too much. Okay, so you will go to heaven,
That-
right?
Yes,
Okay.
because you're pure of sin.
What if your Muhammad says you are a stupid idiot?
Let me see that.
There you go. Something similar said by the wife of Muhammad, the Hazrat Aisha. Aisha, the mother of believers, said, Allah Messenger was called to lead the funeral prayer of the child of Ansar. And I said, Aisha said, Allah Messenger, there is happiness for this child, who is a bird on the birds of the paradise, for he committed no sin, because he has not reached the age when one can commit sin. You know what the reply of Allah Messenger is? Allah Messenger said, Oh Aisha, peradventure, it may be otherwise. Why otherwise? Hey, he can't even do any sin. He's too young. Because Allah created for paradise those who are fit for it, while they were yet in their father's lines. And he created for hell those who are to go to hell. And he created them for hell while they were yet in their father's lines. So that is why Muhammad has to ask forgiveness for this kid. So now tell me, he cannot even commit sin. Aisha said, why are you going to the funeral to pray dua for him? Yet he's saying,
That is a
no. This is what it is.
Yes. Let me see. This is addressing an uncertainty. Why did God kill the child that he had given birth to into?
Jeff, do you see that there is a killing here, or why the child was killed here? You see how stupid the replies are.
Well, one thing I would say is, if God already knows the person's life, then that child wouldn't have been created as someone that's going to go to hell, because God already knows that they're not going to get a chance to sin.
Okay, so now
So I'm not sure it's I
so you see,
understand.
every
And
time
I think
you will hear some really stupid answer from them. Now let me solidify my point. And if Allah has will, He would have made you one nation. But He sends astray whom He wills and guides whom He wills, and you will surely be questioned about it. Now the problem is, if Allah sends astray, how can I be questioned about it? Why? He created you to be a wrong person in the father's line. He created you to be a wrong person while you are in still mother's womb, and you have to do those things of the evildoers. That is why Allah has to send you astray, because if He does not send you astray, you will be able to do good things. So Allah has to make sure that you do the
that He was
deeds
right.
that you are made to do, so that He could question you later on. Make sense?
Yeah, I brought up the misguiding earlier. But yeah,
So,
that's
but
the
like, why
reason.
does He misguide? Why does He send you astray? Because He wants you to do exactly what you were made to. So that is why He's going to do that. That is why He's going to do that.
Well, no, there is a misconception here. He has stated
Everything is a
the Prophet
misconception.
Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. But let
Everything
me
is a
finish.
misconception.
Let me finish. Allah has set premises for whoever He must set astray or pride him with His
So
covenant to be
who He sends astray?
whoever He tests through His premises. Obviously, that is why we are here.
So He sends astray people to test His premises.
No. He first tests the people on His premises, and if they fulfill the test, he either sends them astray if they do not fulfill it. Sends them
Huh?
astray means He does not guide them. This does not mean that He
Okay, wait. No, sending astray and does not guide is different. La Yahdi means He does not guide.
Yeah, exactly. He does
But
not guide them.
Mudil,
He does not take their
Walakin
hand. He does not guide them.
Yudlil or Dil means sending astray. It doesn't say La Yahdi. It says Yudillu. Two
Yes,
different
they will
words.
they will not
So
be
Allah
guided.
sends us. No. Two different words. Two different words.
Tautology.
Allah knows how to use
Basically,
Arabic. It's not La Yahdi Allah. I'm not giving you the verse where it says La Yahdi Allah. I'm giving you the verse where it says La Yudillu, sends astray, means He moves them to a wrong path.
if He has not guided them, they obviously necessarily move to a wrong path. That is a tautology.
No,
And
He said
other than that,
Allah. Okay, so just a second. So listen. So if he's not guiding them, they are already on the wrong path then, right?
Because they did not fulfill the test, they will not be guided. Whoever
Listen,
fulfills the test will be guided.
If somebody is not on the right path, is he astray?
Yes, exactly. That is what the meaning of
So
not on the right path.
Allah sends astray the people who are already astray.
Allah does not guide them, so they are astray by virtue of them being astray because they did not fulfill His premises.
Mr. Stupid. It doesn't say Allah does not guide. It says Allah sends astray. So my question is, Allah
That
sends
is a
astray the
tautology, a
person.
logical necessity.
Allah
Not
sent-
guiding means sending astray. They are
No, it
tautology.
doesn't
They are
mean that.
opposition.
Okay, listen,
It
listen.
exactly means that. That is semantics. What on God's earth are you doing? That is a tautology in semantics. Not guiding is exactly a tautology to being sent astray
No,
because
it's
they do
not.
not fulfill His premises.
Sending implies action.
It can imply action. He can send astray them willfully because they did not fulfill His premises. That does not
Okay, so basically
falsify the fact.
Allah sends astray the people who are already
Who did not
astray,
fulfill
right?
His premises, who did not fulfill the test because they
So
are
Allah
going
sends
astray
astray
nonetheless.
the people. Allah sends astray
Yes.
the people who are already astray, correct?
Who did not fulfill the premises, who did not fulfill the test.
The one who does not fulfill the premises, is he astray?
Because he did not fulfill the premises, he is
Is
astray.
he
Allah sends them
astray? Thank
astray.
you so very much. So Allah sends astray the people who are already astray.
Allah can make matter.
Yaar, why the hell do you not answer a straight question with a straight yes and no? What is the problem with you guys? Are you guys mentally retarded? I have asked you 10 times the same question. You agreed the one who did not fulfill the test is astray. Okay, then does Allah sends astray the person who is already astray? That's my simple question. Does Allah sends astray the person who is already astray?
Sends astray means he does not guide them after they're being astray.
It does
That
not
is
say
exactly-
that. It says sending
yes, that is
astray.
sending astray. He is already astray. He does not. He sends astray. But whoever is astray,
Why
that
are
means
you
he does not
shouting
guide
so
them.
bad? Okay.
When is sending not an action?
Or else he can make matters of faith worse for them who did not obey his tests, who did not fill the premises. That does not falsify the test, make the test invalid, because they've already falsified the test. They cannot go to heaven. He will make matters of faith worse for him as he tests them more and more.
Okay. So he is astray, and Allah is going to send him astray.
Allah is going to make matters of faith worse for him for every test that he does.
Man,
For
this
example,
is
he's
so
astray
stupid.
by
Okay.
every faith that he fails.
Okay, so let me ask you a separate question. Let me
Yes.
ask you a separate question. If Satan sends somebody astray, can Muhammad guide him?
Yes, he can guide him.
What if
Because
Allah sends somebody astray? Can Muhammad guide him?
he cannot, he can guide him obviously, but he cannot make him return to the correct path because he's
So
already
he
astray.
cannot guide him then. Then he cannot guide him.
Because he's already astray. He did not fulfill the test.
Okay,
There is no
so
meaning to guide him.
listen. My question. Listen to my question. If Satan sends somebody astray, he can be
Yes.
guided. But if Allah
Yes.
sends somebody astray, he can never be guided, right?
Because he just did not fulfill the test. He did not fulfill his purpose. That is
You
why he was
idiot,
being
you
guided.
idiot, you idiot, you idiot, you idiot. Listen to my question first.
Oh, yes, yes.
If Satan sends somebody astray, he can be guided.
Yes.
But if Allah sends somebody astray, can he be guided to the straight path? Yes or no?
Not at all. Because these are two
Not at all.
categories, different
Not
from each
at all.
other.
Not at all. So, Mr. Jeff, this is the
Yeah.
verse of the Quran, chapter number 16, verse number 37. It says, if you should strive for their guidance, O Muhammad, like even Muhammad, indeed Allah does not guide those he sends astray. So imagine now
And they
here
will have no
guidance. So yeah, there's La Yahdi. So imagine what is happening. La Yahdi. He does not guide. Man yudillu basically. There's no shadda over there. So man yudillu. So Allah does not guide. It says La Yahdi. And I was saying that from the last 10 minutes that yudillu does not means does not guide. This sentence is saying La Yahdi man yudillu. Whom he has sent astray. it doesn't say whom he has not guided. It says Allah does not guide those whom he has sent astray. So Allah does an action of sending somebody astray, and when Allah has sent somebody astray, even Muhammad cannot guide him, because Allah will not let the guidance reach that person.
Yeah, that's what that says.
Okay, let me bring him now, my friend. What is happening? There you go.
That those are two different categories. If Satan misguides them, they are there to be guided still. If they have not to be guided and they have falsified the test, or they have not fulfilled the test that God sent them to fulfill in this world, then God sends them astray, which equally implies that he does not take their hand. He does not send them to the right path, which he could, but
Well,
due to the
that
premises that
that
they failed,
actually,
he will not.
sorry, that implies that he sends them down the wrong path. I said that's an
Yes,
action.
that is
It doesn't say he
equally
just
action.
ignores
No,
them; he
sense
sends
does not
them down the wrong
necessarily
path.
imply an action. Rather, the
When does
inconvenience of
send not imply action?
not at all, not necessarily.
When?
Sending can mean
Give me an
action, and
example.
not guiding is equally an action. If you have to take the premises of action for action,
Okay,
It-
even
it
with
is
that, basically, it says that once God says, "Okay, I'm not going to
it
guide you, or
basically
I'm
says
sent you
once
down the wrong
someone is
path," there is no
misguided,
redemption
they
for
are
you.
misguided. Once they are done their purpose of being whatever they had to fulfill, and they are misguided for eternity. That is what it basically means, because that is what we are doing here. What on God's earth are we doing here?
So
Else than that, to
there's no
fulfill whatever
redemption.
purpose it is, and then to be guided or misguided. Whoever
So
who fulfills the purpose is either guided or misguided. God guides them before the premises, but does not lead them astray or take them to the right path after the premises have been fulfilled. These are locked actions. They will go to either hell or heaven, but before the premises, God will guide them. After the premises have been fulfilled, God will neither send them astray by virtue of Satan, nor let them to guidance by virtue of his messengers. That is what he has described in Quran verily. And in seldom has he has described those people who cannot listen nor hear.
Okay, what I
Because
don't
they
get though is if God already knows, then what is the point of all this?
God does not know by virtue of his knowing. I am not doing everything by virtue of God's knowing. Actually,
If God
God's
doesn't
knowledge
know
is
what you're going to do,
contingent to my doing. God's knowledge is
God doesn't
contingent to
know
my
what you're going to do until you do it.
not
Is that what you're
necessarily.
saying?
Completeness is contingent. Completeness can mean whatever it is. For example, completeness can be Bayesian. For example, whatever is happening is God's knowledge, a Bayesian completeness. That until I don't do something, God does not know that. It can be a Bayesian. It depends on the mechanism of God's knowledge, whatever it is. I do not have to care about it. I have my free will. I'll do whatever I want. God has to care
So
about
God
his knowledge.
doesn't already know what's going to happen.
so Jeff, give me a second here. Okay, Mr. Hassan, when
Yes,
Allah wants to destroy a city or a town, what does he do?
yes. He does whatever destruction means. He can send them fire or
No,
rocks or water.
when he wants to
Yes,
destroy a city, when he wants to destroy a
yes.
city, what does he
Why
do to
does God
destroy?
destroy a city?
I don't
Because
know.
they have not fulfilled their premises. They have
No,
not
there.
fulfilled their test, their purpose. That is why he wants to
Okay.
destroy a city. God is not insane. God
Yeah, God
sent us
is
here to
insane.
fulfill purposes.
Allah is
No, not
insane. Let me
God.
show it to you. Okay. Allah says in the Quran, when he wants to destroy a city,
Yes, he
he
will destroy
actually
them.
commands the city's most influential people to do evil so that he could destroy them. When we decide to destroy a population, it's not a population, it's city, Korea, a town, we first send a definite order to those among those who are given good things to do transgressions. Allah sends the order to the most influential people to transgress. जब हम इरादा करते हैं तबाह कर दे किसी बस्ती को, तो हम इसके खुशहाल लोगों को हुक्म देते हैं. We order the influential people, and उस order, after this order, they इसमें खूब नाफरमानी करते हैं. They do bad deeds. So when Allah wants to destroy the city, because he just wants to destroy the city, he just want to destroy the city.
No, no, no. He does
He
not want to
actually
destroy the
shut
city.
up. He
Oh, yes,
wants to
okay.
destroy the city. He says that. when Allah decide to destroy the city, or if he intend to destroy the city, or irada karta hai ya chahta hai. Okay, so when he wants to destroy a city, he just wants to, so he needs to create some evidence why is he destroying the city. So what he does is he orders the most influential people to do bad things. He leads the influential people astray. He orders them to do bad things, means he leads them astray, orders them to go astray, and nobody can change the order of Allah. Hence, they do that. And then he destroyed them by giving the proof. See, they were doing bad things. That's what is
No, that
written.
is not. Let me speak now. That is not. You're non sequitur, basically a non-conclusion. God nowhere says that he just wants to destroy the city, or that
It's
he
right
is
in front of
he,
you.
the people. No, he says he wants, but why does he want? What has created that want? Obviously, the purpose that they were sent here. What
That
was the
his
purpose?
order, that his definite order for the rich
Yes.
people to do transgressions.
Obviously, after they have not fulfilled their premises, God astrays them. That was
So
written in the
first,
previous.
first he wants to destroy the city. Then he sends a definite order of the good people, of the rich people to do bad things, so that he will have the evidence to destroy the city.
No. God can have anything to destroy. God can send mountains or crashing or rain or water or this. This is one of the types of destruction. After that, people have not
So
fulfilled his premises
why would Allah decide to destroy the city?
because they have not fulfilled his premises. The
But
purpose
that's
that
not what
was
the verse is saying. It's saying when
that
he
is exactly
decides
what
to
the verse
destroy the
is saying.
city,
Yes.
he
Why does he
he
decide?
sends a definite order to the
Yes. Why
most
does he decide?
influential people of the city to do bad things.
The why is not written here because this is not
It
addressing
is
the why.
written
This
here.
is
Okay, Jeff, use your intellectual brain. Okay, tell
Okay.
me, Allah is saying here, when we decide or when we intend, same words, to destroy a city, he needs to create an evidence. Why is he destroying it? He commands, or he sends a definite order, or he orders, or he orders, no matter which translation you see,
Mhm.
his rich people to do transgressions, and then he destroys it. What is your brain saying about this God?
That he's leading them to do something though, so he can justify destroying the city.
So here, is Allah sending people astray now
Yes.
so that
That's
he could
what it
destroy
says.
the city?
Yes.
So he's leading people
that's
astray
what I
so
get
that he
from
could
it.
destroy the city.
That's what I get from it. Yes.
Okay. Now please talk to him. I'm gonna go on mute. Please talk to him.
Oh, yes. Now, you haven't addressed why does he? Because God does not create something to destroy it. There is a purpose to it. We'll address that later. God wants to destroy that city after they have not fulfilled. The creation of the want is to the premises that have not been fulfilled. The city has not been purposeful to whatever it was commanded to be purposeful to. And this is just one of the types of destruction. God can destroy in any way, and God does not need to justify destruction to anyone on earth. Who does God need to justify his destruction to? God can wipe out existence right now. Who will ask him? He does not need to justify anything to anyone except to himself that he has stated that he will be just. And why will he be just? Because he will permit us to his test on equal basis through his justness, and that purpose that we will fulfill either will go to heaven, or if not, then he'll destroy us. He'll destroy us by
Wait. For one, I'm not a Muslim, so you don't have to like preach it to me.
no,
But
I'm not preaching. Sorry for that.
Right. My question would be, why is that in the Quran then?
Because that is what the people do. That is what God does after they have disbelieved. That is the example of what they have done.
Right, but I
What
mean,
is
it
the fate of
basically
disbelievers?
says,
Basically,
okay,
what is the
well,
fate of disbelievers?
but it says I'm okay. He's
Yes.
like, these people haven't done what I needed them to do,
Yes.
and it
That
says
is
that
what I'm
he has
describing.
the affluent or the rich people. Basically, he has them do bad things. Why?
Yes. That is a form of destruction. They could not
Okay,
fulfill whatever the covenant was. They will
okay,
God will destroy them.
Okay,
Because God
I get,
has.
I get that. I get that.
Yes,
But to Adam's point, he is then leading them down the wrong path. He is sending them down the wrong path intentionally.
sending them down the wrong path is a form of destruction, and it will be induced.
No, I
into
get it. But Adam's point was like I might have missed something. I guess you were saying
Yes,
that.
yes, I know what he said. He said that why does he lead them astray? Because they are not to be guided now after a test. Leading them astray is a form of
It is
destruction. God
okay.
Right,
Wait.
right.
You,
But
you, are-
listen,
you guys
we
are not
see-
listening. My argument is, when Allah wants to destroy a city, He first sends the order for His rich people to transgress. Then He destroys the city. So the problem here is, if He wants to destroy a bad city, I have no issue. Like people were doing already bad things, He wants to destroy the city. That's I will not even ask you why He does that. The problem in this verse is, Allah is saying when He wants to destroy a city, He makes its influential people transgress by His order. So He intentionally make them go astray so that He could destroy the city. That is stupidity.
Why
Yes.
on earth is that stupidity? Let me explain that.
well,
That is not
no.
stupidity.
Wait, let me finish
Yes,
what I was trying to
yes.
finish before Adam
Yes.
hopped in. By doing that, you were saying earlier that sin doesn't necessarily imply action, but that right there is an action. He is making them actually do something. It's not, he's not leading them down the right path. He is leading them down the wrong path. He is influencing them to do bad things.
Yes, because that is a form of destruction after they have not been purposeful to the premises he set
But
to the
it doesn't,
fact of
it
his
doesn't
sending
matter
to heaven.
why. It's still the same thing. It still goes
It
back
is-
to
it is not the-
leading
it is
leading
exactly as
people
sending
to
into
do
hell.
the
It's
wrong
exactly
thing.
as sending into hell. For example, he will send them to hell. Does not mean that he sends them to hell by virtue of them being in hell is better for him, or that he has predestined them for hell. Rather, the sending is an accomplice of whatever they had not done. For example, they have
Okay.
not prepared themselves for whatever he had wanted them to prepare before, and then
Yes,
he will
when
send
he
them to
sends
hell.
them, it's an action. It's not like he just
Yes, it is
doesn't.
an action.
He doesn't
Obviously,
guide
sending
them
is
to
an
heaven.
action.
He actually sends them to hell. Just like
Yes.
sending them down the wrong path isn't just not sending them down the right path. It is
Yes,
deliberately
why should
sending
he
them
send
the
them
wrong
to the right
direction.
path? He has tested them for the fact that they cannot go to the right path. Then he sends them for as a form of destruction. He sends them to the wrong path, not as a form of reducing their free will or taking away their action of guidance, because they cannot be guided now. He has decided that they cannot be guided now by whatever premises he has set. For example, in the Quran, he has stated them. They have lost their purpose now. They are going to be either destroyed or saved by God, by Lord,
Yes.
or sent to
I-
heaven or hell.
You just made my point, and what
Yes,
you were
exactly.
saying earlier goes against what
No,
you're
no, not
saying
at all.
now. He sends them down the wrong path, being that it's a path of destruction.
Because it destroys them, not because it is a path of destruction, but because it is an active process of destruction due to which they could not fulfill their purpose. He is destroying them. For example, this is exactly a tautology to sending to hell, or destroying them by
right.
sending them.
Yeah, that was the point of all of that earlier. You were saying that sending them down the wrong
Yes.
path wasn't an active thing. It wasn't an action. He was just not
It
leading
could be
them
an
down
active
the right
thing. I
path.
never said it wasn't
But
an active. It could be an active or not an active, not
Right, but it
necessarily
is.
an active.
It literally,
there.
like you
It is
said,
there.
is
It is an active there.
an act of destruction.
Yes, because it is a form of destruction, not a form of not guiding. Because they have
Exactly.
not to be guided anymore.
Exactly. You were saying just
Yes.
the opposite earlier. I
Yes,
just wanted to
it's not
point that out.
necessarily a form of action. It can be a non-action of not guiding. It can be sending by any virtue of any means. He cannot guide you. That is equally an action. Or he can destroy you by sending
when
down
he's
or
when he's
whatever.
sending them to hell, is that
Yes.
just not guiding them to heaven, or is he sending them to hell?
Because they have not fulfilled whatever they needed to fulfill to be
I'm-
sent
I-
to heaven.
I know why. We're not
Yes.
talking about the why, but
Yes,
when he
yes.
sends them to hell, that's not him
Yes.
just not guiding them to heaven. That's him sending them
Yes,
to
that
that
is him
place.
sending to hell. That is equally an action in inequality, basically, to not guiding. Both are actions, not just active and passive, but this is an active action. this has nothing to do with the fact that they could not be guided or anything else.
Right. Well, the point earlier being he actively
Yes,
sends
that has,
people
yes.
sends people to their destruction
Yes,
intentionally. Yes.
So
he
why do
can
Allah
send,
deceive them?
because they could not fulfill what he premised for them to not be deceived.
So Allah is the deceiver, right?
Allah can be a deceiver if you could not fulfill what you were there to fulfill. If
So
you
Allah is the
deceive Allah,
deceiver as
Allah will
well.
deceive you because He has premised that for His
So
deception to be. His
okay.
deception does not
Oh,
mean.
guys, listen. I can actually deceive Allah. Very important point. I can actually deceive Allah.
How
He
so?
agreed. He just said that. If you deceive Allah, Allah is going to deceive you as well. He just said it. So I can actually deceive Allah. And secondly, Allah is a deceiver at certain points. He agreed to that. So Allah is a God who deceives as well. That is beautiful.
Well,
So
we kind of
he's the
covered
God
that.
who deceives. He's the God who sends astray. He's the God who misguides. He's the God who does not guide. So all of these things is in Allah. That's beautiful. Yes, Hassan.
Tell now. Oh yes, those are all the negations of heaven. They are equally alike. I have said that when I have not fulfilled God's commands, I have deceived them. I have not deceived him
Yeah.
by
So
power
Allah is
of
a
my
deceiver,
virtue.
right?
Can be a deceiver, obviously, because He has
Yes.
said
So
that He
he
will deceive
deceived.
me and I will
He
deceive Him.
deceived all the people
He
when
did not deceive them here.
Jesus was on the
He has not
cross,
fulfilled.
and also he deceives all the people
No, no, no.
who deceives
That
Allah.
on the cross, He did not intentionally deceive them. The people were
He
misguided by the.
unintentionally. Okay, so Allah doesn't even know that he's deceiving. Allah
No, no.
unintentionally deceived them.
Allah did not have the intention for them to be deceived. Allah can save Jesus.
Allah
None of us.
unintentionally deceived them. Perfect. So
No,
Allah
He did
does
not
certain
deceive
things
them.
unintentionally as well.
They have been deceived by themselves, by their misconception. They could not
Okay, so
recognize Jesus.
Allah unintentionally deceived them. That's good. So
No,
here
I never said
in this city,
Allah did not deceive them.
Allah
Yes.
unintentionally sending them the order to do bad things unintentionally.
I never said Allah deceived anyone. He's not sending
You
anything
said Allah
unintentionally.
deceived. You said that
Yes, Allah
sometimes Allah
deceived.
deceived.
You're not
Yeah,
understanding the premises of what deceived
that
has a
doesn't
great
matter.
meaning.
Deceive premises. We know what the premises of deceive is.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we
The
know what the
premises
premises of deceive is.
can fulfill.
Deceive is saying or doing something which is untrue in a manner where the person will think that it is true. That is deception.
No, that is exactly equal to another definition of deception, which is used here.
So this is
That
a
God
definition of
cannot
deception.
fulfill
Perfect.
the promise.
So Allah
God
deceives
cannot
people.
fulfill the promise that He has kept
Allah
because you could not
deceives
fulfill the
people.
promise He wanted you to keep.
So when Allah
Because
over here in this verse is
deception means
sending their honor people who come order to do bad things, is that deception or sending astray?
deception is a form of not fulfilling God's
I'm
agreement
asking
to
you a
you that
simple
He will-
question over here. I did not ask you the definition of deception right now. I said here when Allah is sending the rich
1 minute,
people
only 1 minute.
order
Yes.
to do bad things, is this a deception or sending astray?
This is the renunciation of the agreement. and
Not
is
renunciation. Is this
deception.
sending them astray? Because he's sending an order to them.
Is deception.
Listen,
Because
listen,
it is
listen.
not the fulfillment
Listen,
of God's
Hassan,
agreement.
Hassan, listen. I have opened Urdu translation because you are speaking with your friends in Urdu. Why? So that you could comprehend what it says in Urdu easily. Here, Allah is giving hukam, that is order, so that they people will actually do nafarmaniya, which is bad deeds. Allah
Yes.
is giving hukam, that is
I
order,
understand it. I
to
know
the
what you're
rich
trying to say.
people,
Not being to do.
to
I
the
know
rich
Urdu
people
language.
that they will do khoob nafarmaniya, means many
Yes.
bad deeds. Now Allah is ordering people to do bad things. Is it deception? Is it sending people astray? Pick one.
2 lines. Let me speak.
No, first tell me, is it a deception or sending people astray?
Sending astray is deception. Because
Okay,
it is
sending
not
astray.
the fulfillment of
So it
God's
is
agreement.
okay, perfect. Guys, remember, sending people astray is deception. So when Allah
Yes.
is doing this over here, is He sending people astray?
Sending astray is deception. Yes, He is sending them astray by virtue that
So
they
he's
could not.
so he's
fulfill
sending
agreement.
them astray. So he's sending the rich people astray, which were not astray before. Because
No,
if
no,
they
they
were
cannot.
already astray before, Allah would not have to Allah cannot destroy the city. So to destroy the city, Allah had to send people astray, so that he orders to send
He
people
should
astray.
not
He
shout.
orders them to
I
go
can hear you.
astray so that he
God
could
save
destroy the
himself.
city.
I can hear you. Do not shout. This is the
You
form of
are
destruction.
shouting for the last 20 minutes, so stop
My
saying
bad.
that.
My,
If you listen
my
from the YouTube, your voice is so loud, it's unbelievable. So now listen to this point. You
yes,
just
yes.
agreed deceiving and sending astray is the same thing.
Because
And now
deceiving
you
means
said,
the
you
representation of
said
agreement.
Allah sent these people astray. Before sending these people
Yes.
astray, Allah could not have destroyed the city. So he ordered hukam. He ordered the people to go astray. He ordered the people to go astray.
Yes. Why
Then
did he
he
order them?
destroyed the
Because he
city.
could fulfill the premises. Obviously, he does not
The
order
premises
any.
is, did he? It says he ordered.
Well,
Yes, he ordered.
Hassan said earlier that Allah can deceive.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
he
he
can
deceived.
renunciate
Yeah, where
agreements.
are
God
we
can
going with
renunciate
this?
agreements. God can renunciate agreements if you do not fulfill them. That is what a premise is. I could not. This city could not fulfill the premise. God renunciated the
Where does
agreement,
it
and
say that
that
the
premise
city did not
failed.
fulfill the premise? The city was ordered to not fulfill the premise so that it could be destroyed. It
Where is it
says,
saying that?
और जब हम
Where is
इरादा
it saying
करते
that?
हैं कि
Yes.
तबाह कर दें
तबाह
किसी
इरादा
बस्ती
करते हैं. They want to
को,
destroy the city, not
और
to.
जब हम shut up, I'm reading it Urdu to you so that you could comprehend. और जब हम इरादा करते हैं तबाह कर दें किसी बस्ती को, तो हम इसके खुशहाल लोगों को हुक्म देते हैं. When God intends to destroy a city, he orders the people to go astray. He deceives them to go astray, according to you. Yes.
Let me speak. You do not let me speak.
Let me speak. You have been speaking for the last half an hour.
Please do not laugh. We cannot.
I'm
Comics here.
laughing because of your stupidity, my friend.
I can be
Nothing more.
stupid, but you have to be
All right,
responsible.
I know you
it's
are.
time for me to bounce.
Let me speak. Let me speak. So for one line merely, we have to say that this nowhere in this verse it says that God ordered them to not complete their premises. Rather,
It
God
said,
ordered-
yes.
Yes.
He ordered them not to fulfill their premise because he ordered them to do
No, no, no.
wrong deeds. Wrong
Yes.
deeds is not fulfilling the premise. So
No.
yes, he ordered them not to fulfill the premise by doing wrong deeds. He ordered them.
Non sequitur. He ordered them to do wrong deeds as a form of destruction, not as a form of not fulfilling their premises. God's order is in fact created from the fact of not creating their evidence.
Okay, my friend, listen. I had a good laugh, a good time. Thank you so much for joining in. Next time, send somebody better, okay? Who would actually tell me something, okay? Because that's not what the verse is saying. Even in Arabic, in Urdu, in English, it is wa iza aradana. Aradana means irada karna, means when he wants.
Yes, he can want. By why does he want that?
I
Virtue of wanting
I
doesn't
don't
comprehend
bloody
here.
care why he wants it, because if he wants to destroy it because they were already doing bad deeds, then he would
Because
not
they cannot
order
fulfill their
them to do bad
premises.
things.
That's why he wants them to destroy them.
Because
They
then
cannot
he
fulfill the premises. He wants them to
you're
destroy them
stupid,
because
you're
they could not
stupid, you're
fulfill
stupid.
their covenant.
Listen, Mr. Stupid. He wants to destroy a city. At that
Yes.
time, people were not doing bad things. But
No,
then he
people have
orders
done
them
that,
to
but
bad
they
things.
cannot fulfill their purpose. Then he orders them to
He
destroy them by doing
no,
bad
he
deeds.
says
No,
then
no,
he
no,
orders
no,
them to do bad things.
Yes, he did order them to do bad deeds, but not
So
due to the fact of renunciation of their premises. God
okay.
had tested them on their
Okay,
premises
thank you.
and then wanted to
We
destroy
heard
them.
you. The people heard you. Thank you so very much for coming up. Have a nice time. Okay. Say bye bye to everyone. I think we had enough discussion today.
I think
How about
so,
we
too.
join
Yes.
in next time?
Yes, I'll come tomorrow as well. Why not?
Okay, no tomorrow. We are not doing any stream tomorrow. Come Saturday. I will destroy you in Urdu as well. Okay.
God
Well,
bless
let
you.
it be.
Hassan.
Let it be. Shall we? Remember my name. Why not, eh? Hassan
And
Abdullah.
whenever you are in queue, I will get you. Okay, don't try to
Yes,
run away
yes.
suddenly. Okay,
I
I will.
don't run away. I haven't run away in the
Okay.
past hour.
So
I think
so
you cannot even state 1 point. You've merely
okay.
laughed. You're what on
Yeah,
earth
we
are you
okay.
comic?
Can you say bye bye to everyone now and leave in a nice way? Okay.
Farewell, farewell, farewell
Farewell.
to all
Thank you.
fellows.
Farewell. Farewell. Take care. Bye. So anyhow, Mr. Jeff, do you
Yeah,
see the deception that Allah can be a deceiver? He said that. Do you
he did
see that
say that.
Allah can be a deceiver? Allah can be a liar, but the lies he does to do good intention and all that kind of stuff, and he deceives the people as well. He deceived the ones who also try to deceive Allah as well. So, so when I was talking about lies, the exception I just showed you, even Allah lies in the Quran. Even to Muhammad, he lied. To Muhammad's followers, he lied. Then Allah lied to the Jews and the Romans and everyone who following Jesus, except for the 12 disciples, rather 11, because one was made like Jesus, so 11 disciples. And then Allah did not tell them for 600 years that he made a deception of another Jesus who was one of the disciple of Allah. So if you even leave the fiqh, even if you leave the shara and hadiths, even in the Quran you see that Allah is doing these things, and that is why the fiqhs and the sharas are created for lying, brother. We started with the fiqh because he was creating left, right, and center for the fiqh. But the problem is, fiqh and shara is divinely protected. Do you know that?
Yeah, I understand.
No, it says that as well. So
Hmm.
in the fiqh, it says in the shara, it says that it is divinely protected. Why? Because when the mujtahids actually agree upon something, it is page number 42, 7.4. Let me just zoom in here. And it says, a secondary evidence aspect is that the ruling agreed upon by the mujtahids in the Islamic community ummah is in fact ruling of the community, represented by its mujtahids. And there are many hadiths that have come from the Prophet as well as quotes from the companion, which indicates that the community is divinely protected from error, including his saying, Allah bless him and grant him peace. It's the hadith now. My community shall not agree on error. Allah is not want to make my community in error or misguidance. That which of the Muslim consider good, Allah consider good. Another hadith of the scholarly quote, connection with the validity of the scholarly consensus is the following. Given the commentary of the Prophet, Allah's hand is over the group, and whoever dissents from there departs to hell. So, meaning that whoever disagrees from the overwhelming majority concerning what is lawful or unlawful, on which the community does not differ, has slipped off the path of guidance and will lead to hell. So, if somebody does not agree with the fiqh and the shara of the mujtahids, he is to go to hell.
Hmm.
All right. So, in Sunni Islam, for Sunni school jurisprudence do not necessarily play a role of scholarly consensus, but Ibn Salah reported there are scholarly consensus on its having unlawful to follow the ruling from the schools other than those of the four Imam. So you have to stick with one of the four Imam
Hmm.
and follow the ruling, full stop. Meaning, in one's personal work, let alone give court verdicts or formal legal opinion to people from them because of the unworthiness of the aspiration of such ruling to the scholars who reportedly gave them. So, when he was saying he will go against this and try to go to Sunnah and Hadith, he's an idiot because this is divinely protected. He has to follow it, at least one of it, or he is in hell according to hadiths, and he is going against the Quran and the hadith because it is divinely protected. It is divinely protected.
Right.
So
Yeah,
you
I
have to
understand the
follow
concept.
one of the mujtahid as is. So even if one of the mujtahid is saying you cannot give the sin or etc to others, which is the hadith as well, and he gives the example of even stealing, that is to remain as is. He has to follow it. He cannot challenge it. He can migrate from that city. Yes, he can. And try to go to a city where or country where some other ruling is there. For example, if he doesn't like Imam Shafi, he cannot complain Shafi Shira. He can go to Hanbali country where there is Hanbali Shara, or Hanafi country where there is Hanafi Shara.
And
But
these
he
don't
can,
always agree with each other, right?
they do not always agree to an extent where very minor details. For example, uh, when you attack a non-Muslim country, you have to give uh, jizya. Non-Muslims have to give jizya. Imam Abu Hanifa created 4 segments for Sharia, for jizya. Like the rich will give this much, the poor will give this much, the ultra rich will give this much, and the mediocre families will give this much.
Hmm.
But Imam Shafi said it doesn't matter. Allah did not define it. Everyone has to give this much. So jizya has to be given, but how much has to be given by which category is differed upon them.
I see.
Uh, cut the hands of the thief. Yes, everyone has to cut the hand of the thief. But if he steals the first time, cut the right hand. If he steals the second time, do you cut the left hand or the left foot? That might be debatable. Murtad should be killed according to Islam. But should he be given 3 days to repent, or 3 weeks to repent, or X amount of time when the Islamic scholars are talking with him, and when they finally tells you that okay, he's not going to repent, hence kill him. So how many days needs to be given to the murtad or apostate before he could be killed? That is debating. How the murtad should be killed, that is debatable. But not that the murtad cannot be killed. So
Right.
so the base of each and every imam is same. The verdict on how that punishment should be implemented, when that punishment should be implemented, how much of the punishment should be implemented, that is debatable. But then again, you cannot say this is wrong, because if you say this is wrong, this is a divinely protected thing. You cannot say this is wrong. You Otherwise the community cannot agree on error. And if you think this is wrong, you are to go to hell. You have to follow one, at
Right.
least one. And it says, whoever converts the message after guidance has become clear to him and follow other than the believer's way, we shall give him over to what it turns means to hell. To hell. You are to go to hell if you don't do that.
Yep.
So when we talk about all of these things, the problem is that these people come in and say, no, 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 no. Show me in the Quran, show me in the Hadith. Quran and Hadith are never clear on a lot of subjects. Like I said, Umar changed the verdict of Muhammad. But did he? Can he? Should he? Then this is not the madhab of Muhammad, it's the madhab of Umar. And Shia actually says that you are following Umari madhab, not Muhammadi madhab. Why? Because Umar changed a lot of things or added a lot of things. Muslim says, oh, if you add something, then you are doing bid'ah, in invention. You are to go to hell. But then again, Umar did that. Then Umar is supposed to go to hell. The thing is, there are certain rulings which are not stated in the Quran absolutely clearly. So now you have the option to do based on the scholarly consensus. If Umar did something, why is it not implemented as is forever? Because that was Umar did. In his time, that might be needed. That's the thing. And it is a good deed to do that, but not necessarily that it becomes the shara, the fiqh.
Right.
That is the difference. And at the end of the day, if Allah is saying you can lie, then obviously you have to look at it, how much to lie, when to lie, where to lie. Then you have to go to scholars, then you have to go to hadith, because Muhammad says you can lie in 3 cases. That won't be lie. So how do you define those 3 cases? Is kitman a lie? No, it's omitting the total truth and saying some part of it. Can you lie to a non-Muslim? Yes, because you are always in fight with them. And I've given you the receipts last time as well, and I'm giving you the receipts this time as well.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
did.
giving you that even in the Quran, Allah is lying. And our friend over here said, why would Allah lie to begin with? He said, like, Allah does not need to lie. But then again, we saw that Allah lied. Allah lied in the Quran itself. So then he was like, oh, it was a lie because it was not a lie. What do you mean by it was lie, but it was not a lie? Isn't that very silly to say that it was a lie, but it wasn't a lie? A lie is a lie.
Yeah, pretty much.
So there is nothing that you can say that can save you from this particular aspect, because it's lie, lie, lie is lie. No matter what you do, a lie is a lie. And Allah lied to his own followers. Allah lies to his opponents. Allah lied to the city, people of the city, by giving them order to do bad things so that he could destroy the city. That was his intention.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that can be considered a lie. I mean, it says right there in the Quran that this is what I did. He just sent them down the wrong path. Seemed like he owned
Ordered
up
them.
to that one. Yeah.
Ordered them to go to the wrong path. So we have some super chats, and I showed them because the heated discussion, I did not read them. So let me just read them and see what is happening. Motorcycle Matt said, Adam, loving your new streams and their format. Keep up the good work. My God is shepherd who goes out of his way to find the lost sheep. And then we have this so-called God. Absolutely, man. You're so right. You see, on one side, God said, I am here for the people who are astray, for the sinners. He loves everyone. He comes for the sinner. If people are not sinners, why would God has to come to this world? To save who? If nobody is a sinner, why does he has to come to save anybody? The purpose of God is not to send people astray who are already astray, or not guide the people who are already not guided. The purpose of God is to guide the people who are not guided. That is the purpose. Otherwise, there's no need for the people. So if you are already on the right path, why do I need you to guide? Why do I need you to give you any information? You are already on the right path. You're already on right path. If you are in Brazil and you want to go to Canada, you are traveling on the north road. You will be on the north road going north. You will reach Canada eventually somehow. But if you are in Brazil and you have taken a southern road going south, then you are misguided. I cannot misguide you even more because you are already on a wrong road. You are going on a wrong path. That is the time somebody needs to tell you, hey, my friend, you have taken a wrong path. Go north if you want to go to Canada. That's the thing. That is how it works, not the other way around.
Yeah, I
And
don't get
thank
the
you.
intentionally misguiding people. That doesn't
Nobody
make
does.
sense. Yeah, it doesn't
Nobody
make
does.
sense.
Nobody does. Thank you, Mr. Motorcycle Mad. And then Blackpink said, lie is a lie. You lose. At least BCOS. I have no idea what that means. You can remember what is BCOS, Mr. Jeff? You might
I
know
don't
English
know.
better than me.
No, it's not an actual English word, and looks like an abbreviation for something. Because you lose at last because you can't remember all. I think it's
I
supposed
have
to
no
be
idea.
because. Yeah.
And then Blackpink said, evil will never accept the truth. That's why it's evil. Alhamdulillah, sir. And then Blackpink said something, just a super sticker. And then Wink gave a wink. Thank you so much. And then Kanti Lal Shah gave a super sticker. Thank you so very much. And then Blackpink just gave a super sticker. Thank you so very much. So guys, this is the beauty of it. And this is somebody saying, you guys gonna go on to 4 hours. This is your site. Going on from 4 hours? No, it's just 3 hours, 23 minutes, man. It's not even 4 hours. Please don't misquote us.
We're getting
Don't be like
close.
Allah.
We're getting close.
We still have half an hour. So, any last question before we close this topic for today?
I have none. Does anybody have questions?
Mr. Jeff has a headache now.
I do. It was intense. High stress.
I apologize, Mr. Jeff, for engaging in these delusions. His calm demeanor, ability to understand it and allow for a dialogue despite his thoughts is admirable. I have no idea what he's talking about. Can you help me understand this comment?
I applaud Mr. Jeff for engaging in discussions. His calm demeanor, meaning that I'm chill, my
Mhm.
ability to understand it, meaning that I'm smart, I guess, and
Aha.
to allow for dialogue despite my own personal thoughts. Basically, I guess, to listen regardless of my perspective is admirable. It's a good thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, at the end of the day, when somebody comes up and say what is written is not what is written, is really disturbing. Like what is written is not what it is written. I can go with you for what you say, but you cannot just move everything onto your say and your say. But still, uh, I have so many things here about the Allah being deceiver and all, that there is this, like even Allah says that my true word is I'm gonna send everyone to hell. That's his true word. Haqqal qawl or qawlul haqq. He said, my truth word is to send everybody to hell. How can you believe a God whose true word is to send most of you to hell? How can you believe in this kind of a God? How do you accept this God whose true word is to send people to hell? What do you say?
I don't know. I hadn't read that part. That kind of
You haven't?
negates all the other. What about
Okay,
forgiveness
Quran
and
chapter number
redemption
32, verse number
and going
30.
to heaven?
Question number, verse number 32, sorry, chapter number 32, verse number 13. Have you read that?
No, not yet.
Okay, let me show it to you. That's a beautiful verse. You'll love it. You'll
It
enjoy
doesn't.
it.
It doesn't sound beautiful.
Oh no, very beautiful. He says, and if we had willed, we could have given every soul its guidance. But the word from me will come into effect. The word from me.
Hmm.
Hakkal Kol, true word from me. True word. Hakkal Kol, true word from me will come into effect. I will surely fill hell with jinn and mankind altogether. So the true word of God, Allah, is not that He is going to fill Jannah with man and jinn together. His true word is that He's going to fill hell with jinn and mankind together.
So that says if we had willed, we could have given every soul its guidance. So
Yeah.
it could have led everyone to lead a righteous, sinful life. Is
And
that
put
what
them
it's
in
saying?
heaven. And put them in heaven.
And instead, I will surely fill hell with jinn and people altogether.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Crazy? And Allah does not say this once, He says it twice. In chapter number 11, verse number 119, He also says it in a different tone. Except whom your Lord has given mercy. And for those He created them. Because some people He created for mercy. But the word of your Lord, once again, it is, they forget the true. No, here Kalamatu Rabbi, there's no true here. Is to be fulfilled. I will surely fill hell with jinn and mankind together. So, if Allah is saying that He is not even going to give guidance to every soul, and is Allah is saying that He is going to give mercy to only a few people, then when Allah is saying that He created certain souls for hell, because you had this question that it does assumes that it's the other way around. When I read chapter number 7, verse number 179, now with that being in mind, think about it. He created certain soul for hell because that's His true word, and that is why he misguides them. That is why He created them. He wants His true word to be fulfilled, that He's going to fill the hell with jinn and mankind. That is why He created them for, and that is why He misguides them. So His true word will be effect. Quran is the words of the Quran perfectly gives the narrative of the Satan. It's the job of the Satan to get people to hell. It's the job of the Satan to lead people astray. It's the job of the Satan to lie to people and take them astray. It's the job of the Satan to deceive people to hell. All of these things are being fulfilled by the statement of Allah. What should I say there?
I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around what this means.
Really?
I get it.
You
It's just freaking
You
scary.
just don't want to say that.
I
You just
don't.
want to
I
say
don't
that.
want to say it.
But this is very clear. You don't want to say that, but it's very clear. And I understand why you don't want to say that. But it is very clear, even though you don't want to say that. So my purpose is to give the information, give the data, open the data. And I'm willing to engage with anybody. If there is somebody who can speak with me with the references, evidences, ask me to put a timer and have a moderated discussion, I will do that. But I will ask the moderator, if the person tries to change the topic, he has to intervene. I will not let you open 20 topics
Like earlier.
like this guy did today. Like this guy, one topic at a time. And we will go there. We'll finish it. When that is finished, then the second topic. This is the reality. You can jump from leaf to leaf in a discussion. Yes, I allow that. But if you want a time discussion, it will be sticking to the point to the extent that you will not change anything. You will not jump from another point. Mr. Bashir Mahiri, if learning something is wasting of time, then perfect. You are the person who will never learn anything.
Learning something is never a waste of time. Just the opposite.
But like according to him, it's enjoy wasting your time.
Yeah,
So-
no, I think even if you don't agree with people, you're not wasting your time finding out more about them.
Absolutely. You learn something when you read things, you learn something, what it says, you understand something, because if you read the Quran, no matter how you read it, whether you read it in the current order or even if you read it in the revelation order, because revelation order is still not complete. Revelation order works as when the word, when the first verses of that chapter is revealed. So there are multiple chapters that are being revealed at the same time, but the revelation order is written when the first few verses of that chapter is being revealed. And understand the fact as well that the chapter, inside the chapter, the verses are not in revelation order as well. Inside the chapter, the verses are not in revelation order as well. There are multiple chapters that are being revealed at the same time. Even when you see that in the current revelation order of the Quran, chapter number 110 is supposedly the last chapter, but that chapter number 110 was revealed while chapter number 9 was being revealed. Chapter number 9 verses ended much later after chapter number 110 was revealed and finished,
Yeah, that's why I'm reading it in chronological order.
which is revelation order. So even the chronological order that you have is not fully chronological order.
Right. Yeah.
That is
Close
the
enough so I can
closest to you
understand
can get.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. For those that don't know, I've been reading the Quran. I've been doing it live on stream on my YouTube channel and Twitch. So I'm going to continue doing that. Even though I'm not sure I need to. I said I would, so I will.
Yeah, please do that. It's important, because unless you do it once at least, you will not understand how these verses are interconnected. So interconnection of the verses you will understand through tafsir. The second part will be to read the tafsir, and that is a difficult job, because one single sentence of the Quran might have 10 pages of tafsir.
Yeah, probably not going to go there.
Okay.
No, I've been debating on reading the hadiths. Just the I don't know what's the big one that's like accepted. The
Bukhari and Muslim.
Al-Bukhari. Sahih
Bukhari and Muslim,
al-Bukhari.
man, Bukhari and Muslim. Like you are going to read 4,500 in Bukhari and around 6,000 in Muslim.
Yeah, I
And
found one that's
that's like around 10,000
2,400.
hadiths.
Yeah, I'm not reading all that. I found one that's like 2,400. It's supposed to be the Bukhari without the repetitions. So that's the most I'm going to do. That's a lot. There's like 100,000 hadiths. I'm not reading all of them.
You will enjoy reading Bukhari at least. You'll love it.
I think
But
we
anyhow.
have a different definition of love.
Yes, I love fish because I eat fish. So I eat what I love, right?
Sure.
So somebody loves his wife, but he doesn't eat his wife. So two different things. So I love fish,
It
but I
depends.
eat it. I cook it and eat it.
Gotcha.
I even eat it raw. I love sushi. So
Me too.
fish I can eat any way or form. So anyhow, with that being said, any question on your side of the world, sir? I
No,
don't see any
sir.
question on my side of the world.
Nope. Looks like we're good. Appreciate
Perfect.
everybody hanging out, listening to this madness.
I like madness,
I know. You're a little mad.
Perfect.
I like it.
Take care, guys. Have a lovely day, evening, or night, wherever you are. And thank you for being here. Remember, stay away from Islam. Allahu Asgar wa Yeshua Akbarul Azim. God bless you all.